Yo, what's good, everybody? This your boy JTL, aka Op from the Norm 18, back with another one on a great Thursday evening. Yeah, I got my sweat rag again. You know, I be moving, I be doing. All right, so once again, like I said, this your boy JTL, aka Op from the Norm 18, here on the Let's Talk with JVJ Network. We got a great show for y'all today, but before I get started, I want to go ahead. Let my boy JVJ go ahead and tell you what's up, tell you where you can find him. Well, you already know you can find him here, but go ahead, Jay. Do your spiel, man.
Hey, man, what's going on with y'all, man? For everybody that come in, man, y'all hit that like, y'all hit that subscribe, do what Death Note said. I'm going to click this only button I'm clicking on until you tell me to click on buttons. I know. I got to stay in my role. But, yeah, y'all hit that like, y'all hit that subscribe on the way in for your boy. Support Op. His link is in the description, so y'all can make sure y'all go over to his channel and support him over there, like and subscribe over there. But man, look, man, I'm just glad to see y'all back again. Man, what you got for us, Op?
All right, so this is gonna be a great show. Y'all see what the title is. Do dads give women and their daughters bad advice? So we got some videos we're gonna do some reactions to. Probably bring a couple people up. Death Note, I don't know if you're free right now to go ahead and come up, let us know, you know what I'm saying? And then I have JB drop the link for you so you can come up, you know what I'm saying? Have a discussion, have another brother on here, you know what I'm saying? Then we can talk about these videos or whatever. So the thought process behind this show today, we see a lot of brothers out there giving advice to women because they're dads, you know what I'm saying? Or they think they got the best anecdotal experience and wisdom to give on to women and their daughters and women and their family and friends and things of that nature. But we want to go ahead and talk about it and see who's giving good advice, you know what I'm saying, from my perspective as young brothers in our 30s, you know what I'm saying, young men that have been around the block a few times, know about life and know what they experience. Does that really equate to advice that's going to help them to deal with a brother that's a good brother? Because you got some guys that give advice that makes sense. Then you got some guys that may give advice because they feel some type of way about the things that they used to do when they was younger. So instead of when they get older and they're in a better place and teaching their daughters or female family members or friends, this is the type of guy you might want to look for. You know what I'm saying? They might still just go off of the crap that they used to do back in the day. So, Jay, you got the first video queued up? Now you. All right. Let's go.
The one that, deserves to run it and, keep it going. So, they know and understand. My oldest son is in college. My oldest daughter is graduated. She worked for Pepsi. I really have 6 fabulous kids. I don't have any complaints, and they're doing well.
You said when you get 70, you got to hand it over, which brings me to a question. Do you have a favorite of your children, or have you been accused of favoritism?
I like my girls a little bit better.
Why?
Because as a man, you have to protect, provide, and love for your woman.
Do you trust them more than you trust
Yes,
yourself?
I do. I trust them more because they're more sensitive, they're more caring, and they're thinkers. You know how boys are. Like my boys, you bring a something and right in front of them, they're going, you know what I mean? They're going. But so, and like I tell my boys, when y'all get 18, y'all got to go. Girls can stay as long as they want.
I said the same
No,
exact
seriously.
thing.
Yeah, no,
But are you
Same
serious?
exact
Are you
thing.
serious when you say that?
yes, I do.
Are you serious?
I'm dead serious. Y'all can stay as long as y'all want. Take your time. Go to college. Get your master's. Get your doctorate. I'll pay for it. Take your time. I'm trying to teach them about all types of men. You know, and you know what to avoid. Like I tell them all the time, I said, don't mess with somebody there.
Hey, just so you know, I forgot where I was supposed to stop it at. So you let me know when.
Gotcha.
Daddy, why? I said, because he got too many options. Got too many options. And depends on how he was raised, you know, he may take advantage of those options. And I always try to tell you, I say, you should get somebody that you like, somebody that you respect, and somebody that you can control. And that's what you should be looking for. Like if you try to mess with a guy that everybody like, it's gonna end up being crazy.
Right.
And then I was telling him, don't mess with nobody like your daddy, because your daddy used to be an animal like that.
along that point, because you're damn Shaquille O'Neal, bro. You controlled your whole life with your ability.
All right, so we can stop right there.
All right.
And I heard you in the background trying to kill Nat, so make sure.
Yeah, man. I thought I was on mute for a second, man.
I know.
Yo, I'm sorry, sir.
All right, so since you're on the brother on the panel right now, we're gonna do some Q&A real quick after that first video, and I want to see what people got to say in the chat as well. So I'm gonna go down the line of a few things he said. What do you think about the fact that he said he's gonna kick his sons out of the house when they turn 18? How do you feel about that?
I come from I got an old school belief on stuff, so I understand that the sentiment of he has to raise his sons differently than he raises his daughters. But no, they need to get out here. Like if you're gonna raise, like, because he said something very, very telling. He said he don't want his girls to get with a guy that they can't control.
No, we didn't get there yet. We didn't get there.
Okay, yet. My bad.
Let's stick to the first part about him saying he's gonna kick the sons out when they turn 18.
I'm not gonna knock him for it. I'm not gonna knock him for it because they're gonna be able to be taken care of. Like he's gonna make sure they have money and they're doing other things like that. So I get it, and I'm not gonna knock him too hard about him saying the sons got to get out of 18.
But he didn't say that. So what do you think about the fact? What do you think about the fact that he just said kick them out at 18, but he didn't say nothing about making sure that he's going to ready them to be able to leave at 18 or get ready to go to college after you graduate high school? So you just keep going and staying focused, and I'm gonna get you ready for that. What do you think about that fact that he didn't even mention that? He just said he's gonna kick them out at 18, and the daughters can stay as long as they want to.
Yeah, I'll give you that because he did not iterate on anything like that. I'm just assuming because we know who Shaquille O'Neal is. He's a multi-millionaire. He's a businessman and stuff like that. So I'm pretty sure he's not gonna just let his sons be out here on
hopefully.
Yeah, like that's me assuming. I'm assuming. But if we broke it down to like, let's say he's not Shaquille O'Neal. This is just a man named Shaquille O'Neal. That's a black man, a regular average Joe man out here. That it would be telling that you just gonna throw your kids to the wolves. But I kind of come from the same sentiment too. Like if I have some sons, hopefully I've done my job up to the point where they get to 18, where they can actually go out and fight the world.
Like you fight them gnats every week.
Yeah, I'll be off camera for a second.
We still gonna hear you smacking that, but that's gonna be so hilarious. But anyways, so I think that's an issue for me. He didn't say anything about getting them ready, just kicking them out. And you know, you got the liberal mindset people that's like, oh, that's wrong. You need to treat the boys as girls too, and they're equal. A lot of women probably definitely won't care. But I think that was telling to me because how could you say you're gonna kick them out and you don't say nothing about, but I'm gonna make sure I'm preparing them by the time they're 14. I already got them in the working mindset, and I want them to go to college and finish. So I'm gonna make sure when they leave, they gonna get their scholarships anywhere I can help. Of course, I can pay for it, but I want them to have the mindset of working hard, getting good grades already. He just talked about how dumb boys are. So that's what I have a problem with. Now, he said letting the girls stay there however long they need. Do you agree with that?
I don't.
Why?
I believe, like, honestly, even I know I said guys at 18, they should go and get out there and get it. We live in a different time in a different society. Like the same thing that I assume for the boys, I'm gonna assume for the girls too. you need to, like, honestly, you should be going to college. That should be the next path in line. So you got to get out the house to do that, unless you're just going to go to an in-state college and you just come home every day. But I believe the girls should get their ass out the house too.
I agree with that, because if we're talking about children being equal, men and women being equal, then why would you separate it and give them that special treatment? And does that really help them, or is it more so going to stifle them to come out and say what a man is supposed to do? So let's talk about that. Let's get to that point where he said, getting a man that they can control. What do you think about that? Is that good advice or bad advice?
That is some of the worst and terrible advice. Because like he doesn't want his daughters to be with a man like him. But him being the man that he is, he got himself into the position where he can provide for his kids and put them on a certain path. But you don't want your daughter to get with it. And that's where a lot of guys seem to not be able to separate. You want your daughter to be with a leader. You want your daughter to be with a provider. You want your daughter to be with, plain simple words, you want her to be with a man. But it seems like he's kind of coddling his daughters and then also raising them to be the same type of females that he wouldn't even deal with.
Now, let me ask you this, because I agree with that. So, because you kind of said it, and we had this conversation before. My sentiment is, if you're telling her that now, then why not talk to her about the fact of finding guys that's mentally where you are now, that want to do the right thing? Because he also talked about doing his ex-wife wrong. So why not teach your daughters to find a man that has more of a mindset that you have? And do you think he would have to actually tell them that they might have to go for an older guy versus a guy that's their age to make that be possible?
I would hope that he's telling them to go for a guy. Well, because logically he wants his daughters to be taken care of. So the guys that, well, here you go, they're in a different social bracket, economic bracket. So they might be around other people who kids come from families that have money, but that's probably not the ones that the girls are going to pick. They're going to pick whoever is the cool guy, whatever, stuff like that. You know, what usually attracts most of these young chicks. But I would hope that he would teach them to, like, give them at least the understanding that these younger dudes that y'all are so attracted to, that y'all are around in school, are not going to be able to provide for y'all. Not at the level that an older man could. And like older, like it could be 32. Like they 18 coming out of high school. You can deal with a dude named 30 years old, 27 years old. He ain't got to go all the way up to 40 and all that crap. But the younger guys are pretty much in the same boat that y'all are in. So they ain't got nothing, just like you ain't got nothing. So I would hope that it seems like he's not, but I would hope that he's putting that in their heads that, look, these young dudes they ain't got nothing. It's clear that they ain't got nothing. And hopefully dealing with an older guy wouldn't be an issue for him, but I'm thinking that
probably
it clearly
would.
is. Yeah, I think it clearly is going to be an issue for him.
Because we see women talk about son husbands where the mother coddling them too much, fighting off the girls and stuff. I mean, yeah, the girls that their sons might be dating, but we never really talk about
daughter wives.
Yeah, we never talk about daughter wives. And the problem I see with that is he's going to be creating daughter wives. And I hear brothers say that all the time. And I respect them trying to be very protective. But the problem is you making it to where you have so much respect. When are you going to take your nipple out of her mouth so she can move on to have a successful, productive relationship to a marriage, if you only want her to respect you the most? So that means you may not want to let her go either. You're going to be ready to coddle her as well. So what do you think about that we never talk about daughter wives?
I think it's a big issue, and something that you said right there is very informative, because he's raising them to not be pushovers and not be innocent girls. But then also telling them that, well, he's also calling, he's empowering them to be strong and do whatever they want to do. But then on top of that, he's also coddling them. So it's kind of like mixed messages. You can't raise them to like, okay, look, I want to raise you to be strong like the boys, but then okay, you ain't got to lead the house like the boys got to do. You ain't I'll take care of you as long as if you need me to. Like the boys are not getting the same treatment. Now I agree that men and women should be raised differently. Boys and girls should be raised differently. But if he's gonna stick to a pattern, he needs to stick to a pattern from the get go. Instead of teaching them not to deal with guys like him, he should teach them how to find the right guy.
I agree. We got a couple comments. We'll go ahead to the comments real quick before we go to the next video.
All right, we had Death Note. Death Note said wrong. He giving terrible advice. He isn't grooming the future leaders and setting up his daughters to approach the wall. Oh, and setting up his daughters to approach the wall. Yep, he is. And he also said, I agree, the girl should stay because it means that the father can have a better opportunity to be involved with the men that she picks.
Okay, so the first one I agree with. The second one I slightly disagree. You already know me and Death Note slightly disagreeing as dudes. The reason why I say that slightly is because what age do you get your daughters to be groomed to be out of the house? Because whether they stay with him or not, if they got respect for their dad, they gonna always want to make sure to bring this guy home to the dad anyway. Because just because she stays with the dad, and then we talking about Shaquille O'Neal, ain't no telling if he's always home like that anyway, because he's a very busy guy. He's always on commercials. He got the comedy show stuff that he's always on the road.
TNT.
So regardless if they stay with him or not, he's still gonna have to find time to meet these young guys. So either way, as long as they got that relationship, they're gonna hold strong to that relationship and trying to get dad to approve them because they respect Pop so much. So I think either way, as long as they got that respect, they'll bring him home to dad, meet dad. What you think about that?
Yeah, see, this is a problem that I think a lot, because I don't believe Shaquille O'Neal is blue pill, but I don't think he's red pill. He might be red pill when it applies to him, but he has a block between him when it comes to his children, especially his daughters. Because, that's why I say, man, I don't want a daughter, but I got a feeling like if I do have one, if I do get a chick pregnant, bro, I'm gonna get cursed with a daughter. It's gonna put me in a compromising position, because I would want to treat my daughters differently. But then, how would that look if I go out into the world and tell other women to hold themselves accountable? And it's gonna be a very contradict. Well, I could contradict myself when it comes to shit like that, but he needs to get away from that and understand, either you're going to raise your daughter to be a woman, or you're going to raise your daughter to be somebody that's self-sufficient, that can go out here in the world and fight the world. But he has to understand the positives and the negatives that come from both of those. And I think he's thinking that he's going to get his cake and eat it too with his daughters, and that's not going to happen.
I totally agree. I see that he's most likely red pill when it comes to men and his sons, but blue pill when it comes to women and his daughter. And for him to still make the bad decisions that he made, but then want to talk like this is where he's, in my opinion, he's going to set his sons up to sooner or later run into red pill rage, is because they're going to be looking like, well, everybody get coddled, we get crapped on, especially if things don't work out for them. And then they end up being spoiled anyways. Like, well, you my dad, you supposed to X, Y, and Z. Then they can go out there in the world, have a hatred and be messing up and don't care whether he there or not because they expect him not to be here. And then while the women keep having this independent mindset, he's setting them up for failure.
I agree.
All right, so since we ain't got nothing else in the chat, we can go ahead and go to that next video.
Steve Harvey, right?
Yeah.
All right, check it out. Let me remove that and bring this.
So you can go ahead and mute me, because when this video runs out, then if at the end it gets to a point when they start showing him talking about the next show, then you can just go ahead and stop it.
Okay. Say that one more time, because I was kind of.
When it gets to the end of the video, I think it just stops. But if it gets to where he like, well, if you want to see more content like this,
okay, stop it right there. All right,
yeah.
I got you. All right, y'all. Steve Harvey up on board. Boom. Let me full screen that thing. Boom. And yeah, and I ain't gonna lie, I already got a feeling you're gonna say something, because I watched this. I didn't see this one before. I watched this one. I was like, yeah, we definitely that's a good video.
Lexi, I think that's you now.
Hey, Steve.
What's your question, Lexi? So I've never had a roommate before. Even in
She
college,
cute.
I lived in a single dorm. But this is going to change because I've been dating a guy for a little while now, and we plan on moving in together.
And you gonna move
So
in
my
together?
question, right? So my question to you is, how do I guarantee a good move-in experience? Because I don't want our living situation to change how we feel about each other.
All,
Yes, sir.
all of the grown ass women, don't do it, girl. Don't do it. Listen to me. There is no way it can change the experience. Listen to me. You've known him for a year. It's been serious 2 months. You can't get the milk without buying the cow.
Okay.
Just slow down. Look, you're a gorgeous young lady.
Thank you.
No need to rush it. You haven't had a roommate. Why do you need a roommate now? Keep living by yourself. It'll be just fine. Let his ass buy a ring, put it on your finger, spend a fourth of his income on the value of a ring, let him prove to you something, put a ring, then y'all can go get y'all a house together. Until then, just stay at it by yourself. You pretty little girl. You don't need no rush. Because let me tell you something. You live by yourself, your toilet seat stay down. When he move in, it's going to be up. You're going to be in the middle and fall your ass in that water. He ain't going to shut the cabinets when he go in them. He going to eat the last bit of the food and leave a corn in there. He going to drink the juice out the jar and put it back in the refrigerator. He going to lay his clothes down in the floor. You going to be picking up stuff you ain't never thought should be even be in the damn floor. We hate him, don't we? Don't move in. Don't.
Thank you.
Thank you, darling. Where's Lexi? Lexi, where are you? Oh, Sarah. I need Sarah. I'm sorry, I skipped the person.
Hey, Steve. So I'm an international student. I came from Saudi Arabia. I'm originally from
Nah, she fine as hell.
Jordan. So ever since I came here, I came here 3 years ago. I can't find it easy. I struggle to like interact with the guys here, even though I find a lot of them attractive, but just I can't keep up a conversation. Like if they open a conversation such as American football, I don't relate to that. So Steve, can you tell me like what are other topics that I can like open up with them so it can be like
See, you're letting guys
interesting, or-
lead the conversation. You got to understand something about American guys. You know, when they meet you, you know, you're a nice looking lady and everything. So we're going to go to the go-to conversation. We're going to go to what we know. All guys are going to do that. We're going to talk about what we know best. And we try to talk about stuff that you don't know so we come across as the expert. That's all it is. Yeah, you know, I follow football, my favorite team, and they doing stats, and it's boring you to death.
Yeah.
So what you got to do is you got to flip it. You got, since he's trying to show you off and teach you stuff, then you got to allow him to teach you what you need. Like, ask him to show you, come over and show you how to move your refrigerator.
That would help. That would help.
Thank you very much, darling.
Thank you.
Hey,
Raz girl, what's up with you, sweetheart? All right.
And go out of there. Yes, sir.
So we're gonna start off with the first thing they said to the first lady. So she asked about moving in. They've been going together around a year. And Steve started to horrify her by saying he gonna start leaving the toilet seat up, throwing clothes around the house, drinking out of juice jars, put it back in the fridge, mess clothes on the floor, just messing everything. Now, what up, Melanie? How you doing? Killing gnats for no reason. All these things. We still gonna hear you. So out of all these things he's telling her, he's trying to horrify her. And my thing is, they've been together about a year. She's a modern woman. He said, how you gonna try to get the milk for free without buying the cow? What's your initial thoughts when he said that, even though nowadays Guys are getting the milk without purchasing the cow, anyways.
I'm literally like, when he said that, I got triggered.
Okay, go with that feeling.
I really got triggered, and I was trying to calm down from earlier because y'all gonna see a video tomorrow, bro. I'm 38 hot, and y'all gonna see a side of me that I don't like to show, but I was mad. Steve need to shut the fuck up. Like, just straight up all that. I'm being dead ass serious. Why would you paint a man? Think about it. If this was your son, and your son, you raised an upstanding citizen to go out into the world, and he's been dealing with this woman, and he's been treating her right, doing what he's supposed to be doing, and she comes on there just because, girls want attention. They just come on the show to get some attention or whatever, and ask a question that is stupid. Why would you even ask, should you move in with anybody? Who's Steve to tell you who to move in with? Ask your dad. Ask your father, ask your mom. Hey, you think I should move in with him? But she came on the show to get some attention. For him to go to the point to start saying all the stuff that maybe he did when he was in his relationships and put that on that man, and then to start a chant. Bruh, that I got triggered with that one. Don't move in. Don't. I like slap his ass. Like, for real, like, dude, like that's crazy. Like, all dudes don't do the same stuff. Some dudes have some common sense. And if she's been dealing with this guy for a year and this got serious in the last couple months, you would hope that she's vetted this guy to know that he's a good guy. And I'm pretty sure he's not saying, look, hey, let me move in with you. He's probably just being like, hey, man, let's just go get a place together. And I'm pretty sure he's probably going to do what he's going to do, because I'm going off the assumption. She didn't say it like it was something negative. She sounded happy about the situation. And for Steve to come in there and say, don't do that, you a young, pretty girl, he basically telling her, man, no, you ain't got to move in there, man. The streets are right there. Go to the streets. You see my daughter? Go to the streets. She having fun in the streets. But that's me assuming a lot of stuff.
But you made some good, valid points, and that's why I kept reiterating the whole horror story. And like I keep saying, a lot of guys keep putting that into their daughters' heads and women around them because of the stuff that they did. It doesn't mean that's how he is. And you know what's so sad? When it comes to other communities of women, they're expected culturally to work as being wise. And from what I've heard, don't know how true it is, when it comes to courtship, they may have their daughters, when they do the arranged marriages, show that their daughter is going to be a wife, being able to cook, clean, and things of that nature. So with our culture, see what he said, we're expecting as man, well, watch to see if he cleans up behind himself. Watch to see if he'll cook for you. Watch to see if he washes his own clothes. The stuff that a woman is supposed to be doing. Not only that, then it'll be, is he taking you out and paying for everything? Do you got to split, or he paying like he's supposed to as a man? Does he look like he's going to be a good provider? Like, all the things that men are supposed to do, they watch for us on that, and then they tell our young ladies to also watch where he do stuff that women and men do. So how much would you have to do? And that's not the way that to a man's heart, realistically. Because every time a man deal with a woman and he has to put 3, 4, 5 best foot forward, the young lady that he see that might be from another community that's doing housewife stuff is more likely going to bag that guy quicker than our young ladies, because they're failing and setting them up for the wrong thing. I want to touch on what you said about his daughter. My whole thing is this. He has a problem with who she dates, but he's never introduced her to any young guys that he thinks is a good man or a good catch. That's another problem we have, because that's what men used to do back in the days as well. They would see a young guy, when they was arranging marriages, that's the way they would go. But they're not doing that no more. And now they want to do the same thing that these modern women would do. Haas, what up, boy? What Haas says?
You want me to read all these comments? Because you got a couple of them.
No, all the other comments was just everybody speaking to us and saying what up to each other. Go to Haas comment. Yeah.
He said, woman skills, kills her husband because she found pictures of him with another woman, and it turned out to be her when she was skinny. Yeah. Hey man, you need to send a link to that.
Yeah, send a link to that one.
That would be a
reaction on that.
Yeah, that'd be a good story.
Ain't no way in the world you don't remember. how long she been fat is my anyways. If he send us the link, we'll check that out later. Yeah, so everybody just saying what up to everybody. All right. So we know Steve Harvey doesn't get the best advice. He gives blue pill advice, and I think he does that for pay.
Yes.
So we already know what that is. But like I said, that's another example. All right, so you ready for the third video?
Yes, sir.
All
and
right.
then, hold on. I actually had one thing on this, what he said to the second lady too.
Oh, my bad. I'm glad you said that. Yeah. Okay.
Go ahead. Hold on. No, you see it. Go ahead.
All right. I'm glad you. Thanks, co-host. All right. So the second one, when he made it look bad, that guys are stupid. So we try to figure out things to talk about that women don't know versus us being versed in skills and talking. What did you think about the fact that he also did that to make guys look stupid? And what else thoughts did you have on what he said to the foreigner?
Like he said one thing, he contradicted himself a little bit in a sense. He said that most guys will go to what they know.
Mm-hmm.
And then he says that guys will try to be the expert about something that the woman doesn't know.
Right.
So I need him to bring those two together and be like, okay, he might go to something he knows and then acts like an expert about that. But it felt like it was two different points that he was getting at. Guys will go to what they know, and then guys will try to act like they're experts in something.
And don't forget, he also said you should be asking the guy to teach you something that you need to know.
Yeah. That little trying to trick a dude. Like, I don't know why he put that in here, man. Know what you need to tell him to teach you how to do. Come over here and show me how to move this refrigerator. Like, Steve, like, do you think we got some dumb dudes out here, but I'm like, Steve, that I know who pays his paycheck. But I'm like, dude, do you really got to turn your back on your guys and really try to paint men in a certain light? Because what she say she was from? She was like Saudi Arabia. And she was a decent looking chick. I ain't gonna lie, I still would have took the black chick first though. I like.
Oh no, the black sister was fine too. I'm just saying the Saudi chick.
She can get it. Oh, she can get it.
She was gorgeous too. That's what I was saying. Because you said you a nice looking young lady. I'm like, she fine as hell too.
She look good now. I just didn't like her nose, but everything else perfect. I'm a nose stickler, bro. I'm a stickler.
Nose tickler.
You ain't shit. These Florida people, man. But like I noticed
that tonight.
It's just like when he said that nonsense, I was like, dude, like Steve, man, pick a heel and die on that one. Don't separate the argument to try to make it seem like it's the same point for both of them, because it's not. Guys do talk about what they know, and women do the same thing when they're having a conversation, but he's just not going to randomly start talking about anything that he doesn't have any good knowledge on. Some dudes do it, but he's not going to talk. Most guys are not going to talk about something that they don't know. Like, I'm not going to come around and talk to you about the opera, and I don't know the etiquette for the opera and all the intricate things that go on in between. But,
Oh, we got one more comment before we go to the third video.
All right. This is from House. House said, dads, I'm just put the S on there for you. Dads give horrible advice when they tell them to prioritize college. College is 4 years. Why can't she go get an education when married? It will be easier. Yeah, that is true.
That's possible because you have situations like that, especially if the guy's taking care of everything. Being that provider, she can have the college, at that time, or it could be like she could go to college for business and or license, like because they have that type of certificate at Harvard now, so she can go and get a degree and help her husband learn more about business and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. All right, so let's go. Oh, my bad. What's that?
She asked House a question, but I think we can both answer that. She said, "Why do you think it would be easier?" She was referring to House. Go ahead.
So Mel, like I was just saying, one thing I think would be easier is the guy's providing and everything, and she has more free time to go to college and do things versus working. She could be going to college or go to get a business certificate. Like say if her husband has a degree, has his own business, she can go learn that to give help and assistance to her husband. You know what I'm saying? She doesn't have to necessarily worry about trying to find a husband at that time. So it's a different way of looking at it. Jay, what's your opinion on that one?
Oh, and the sad part, I missed it. House actually had put in another comment. He said, people think you must go to college after high school because it's party college / adult daycare. Fathers are pussified men. They are afraid to set rules for daughters.
Okay.
But when it comes to like what Melanated asked, it would be like we have a lot of people that sit out here and act like they can just do so many things at the same time. So you telling me that you can't go to college and get your degree while being married, or you can't look for a husband while in college while still getting your education? Every other race of women do it. It just seems like it seems like a lot of melanated women, I'll just say it like that, melanated women seem to think that they can't get it done. And I honestly think it's just a cop-out and an excuse. Because this Becky got her degree. Becky's over here working on her master's and she's engaged. So why can't you do it? What is so much harder for you that stops you from being able to accomplish the same thing? And I think it's more about priorities more than the ability to get something done. You just choosing not to do it and you're prioritizing other things. In our house, put another one in there. You want me to read it?
Well, Mel, she put a.
Yeah, both of them. Yeah, both of them put some in there. You want me to read both of them? All right. Melanated said, is she marrying an older man or something, or also marrying an 18-year-old as well? House said it will be easier because one doesn't have get college debt. She can go to school without working on the side. Many women do it. The difference, they don't go get education as a backup plan.
Oh yeah, that's whew. That was a good one, House. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and go to the
B. Simone
third video.
All right.
B. Simone, Derrick Jackson.
Y'all
go ahead and mute. You can go ahead and mute me.
Yeah, y'all go ahead and get ready to get triggered right here because this is the trigger video. I covered this one, and I don't like this lady. I just don't like her, man. I really don't like this bitch. Here we go, y'all.
Make sure you mute me.
Oh yeah, hold on. Let me go and come back to you, Bink. And when we come back, House had another comment too.
What's more important, the fact that Martin Luther King is the man that fought for freedom, or the fact that he was cheating on his wife?
Jesus. I'm going to give you this example. He's a great father. He's a great businessman. He's a great CEO. He's an entrepreneur. He's such a boss.
He's a boss.
Look at that man. He's a boss. He's a great father. Look at him, that strong black man.
Look at him being at his kid's game.
But you're cheating on your wife. You're not a good husband. But he's great in all these other aspects. How are you a great leader, a great CEO, a great black man? You're not great. You're not great. God, you're not. That is triggering.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I'm a good dad. You're not a good dad because you don't respect me. How the fuck you showing these kids you a good father and you don't respect their mother? You're not a great dad, my nigga. You're an okay human.
I don't know why y'all brought me into this because y'all already know what they're going to say. But anyway, let's talk about it. I got tagged in this video. I also see that it's going viral where B. Simone is basically saying, at least this is what I got from it, that MLK can't be all that great if he was not great in his relationship. He can't be all that great as a dad, as a leader, as a CEO, as a businessman, if he was not great in his relationship. Now, the only reason why I actually can kind of see where B. Simone is coming from is because she said in this video that she's triggered, meaning that she seems to be speaking from some level of experience. And I do believe that if you've experienced somebody in a harmful way, you have no obligation to see them the way the rest of the world sees them. You have no obligation or responsibility to let everybody else's experience with that person override what experience you've had, meaning your experience is valid no matter what anybody else says or thinks, et cetera, et cetera. And even if B. Simone wasn't the one that got cheated on by MLK, it seems that she's at least taking on that experience from Miss Coretta Scott King, God rest her soul, by way of empathy, in which both of their experience would be valid. But does that make it universally true? Absolutely not. And the reason why I say that is because, and the only reason why I say that is because we let it be true here with MLK or men in general. We have to let it be true with women as well. We have to let the sentiment be true that if you were bad in your relationship, if you didn't show up great in your romantic life, then that means everything else is compromised. And we already know there's a sentiment out there that says that. Ladies, if y'all heard it before, how are you a queen if you ain't got no king? Or let's make it a little bit more specific. How are you such a boss? How are you such an achiever? How are you such a go-getter when you couldn't go get the ring before you started making children? Y'all heard that before? How are you such a go-getter? You couldn't get the relationship status that you want even the current day. How are you such an achiever if you can't achieve the body that you want, whether it's bigger, smaller, taller, thicker, skinnier, et cetera, et cetera? And I've always stood against that notion that just because you don't show up well in one area of your life, it compromises everything else. Even when it comes to the part where she said about as a dad, you're not a great dad because you're supposed to be modeling respect for a mom. I actually agree with that. But again, that's a slippery slope. Because mothers, let me ask you something. Is this universally true? That if you ever popped off on your baby daddy, if you ever disrespected him, called him out his name, got in your feelings, cheated because you was getting your lick back, well, you know, according to social media, cheating is okay so long as it's revenge cheating. So let's keep going. If you ever did anything where you were the villain in somebody else's story, did that invalidate you as a mother? Did that take away from all the time you spent with your babies? The fact that you carried them in your stomach, you nursed them from your body, you encouraged them, you loved them, you taught them, you disciplined them, you guided them, you taught them. Does that completely neutralize everything else that you've done? No. And if it's not true for you as a mom, it's not true for MLK or any man as a dad. If it's not true in a romantic capacity, that invalidates you or counts against you overall as a person, it cannot be true for men. So do I agree with her that Martin Luther King was not great and all of that kind of stuff? No, I think MLK was a great man, but he wasn't a perfect man. And he had a lot of things to work on. And man or woman, I don't think MLK was the only one. But those are just my thoughts. Y'all let me know what you think down in the comments. I'll let y'all be good. Peace.
All right. So I want to start with something that nobody never really said nothing in the call. Maybe I'm just guessing. She said Martin Luther King. Did you catch that before B. Simone responded?
Yeah, I heard that.
Now, I don't know if it just her language was bad. She had a lazy tone. But if that's where she was going with that, she a piece of shit. Second of all, let's get a B. Simone. Real quick, we ain't gonna study what she said too much. Like we said, we're talking about the men and their advice. The fact that these women nowadays think just because you dealt with a piece of shit, you're gonna bring down MLK to his level. Considering we're talking about COINTELPRO, and the only thing they can come up with is he possibly cheated on his wife, allegedly, because we know they was lying back then and trying to do anything they could to dismantle the black messiahs.
Mm-hmm.
So real quick, what you think about that before we go to Derrick Jackson and what he had to say?
I'm a piggyback that point you made because I covered a video on this. I covered this exact video. Somebody need to go. I need a lady to go do this because like if somebody gonna go assault somebody, I would want a lady to assault a lady, not a man to do it. Somebody need to go slap the piss out of B. Simone mouth for going and spreading that same lie that the FBI spread. We're talking about y'all see in my background that I got Martin Luther King right there. Now, I am an advocate of Malcolm X. I just don't have a Malcolm X picture behind me. Martin Luther King was one of the greatest black men to live in this world and in America. And for her to go and spread a lie, continue to spread a lie, she does not know her history. To go and spread a lie on a man that she cannot prove on one of the people that gave her the ability to sit on a platform and say that about him. She should be disgraced with what came out of her mouth. She should really be disgraced about it. But I'm gonna leave it at that.
I'm with you. I second that. So let's get to what Derrick had to say. What was your opinion on what he had to say, and were you surprised at what he said?
Man, Derrick Jackson just look that topic right there was a perfect topic for his cheating ass. It fit him perfectly. It was like, oh man, this is a gold mine for me because he can come in and kind of validate the allegation that she made about Martin Luther King about cheating, because we all know that he got caught for cheating, and then try to say that, well, even if he did do that one thing, it doesn't invalidate his contributions or him as a person with everything else. One thing can't separate you. So it kind of redeems him in a sense, and it also tries to make it seem like he's defending Martin Luther King at the same time. He is bro, he a sneaky little fucker. Cause I caught that. I was paying attention. I was like, this little nigga right here gonna come over here and talk about something that, once again, we cannot validate or prove. None of them on there or us in the chat. We cannot prove or disprove that he cheated on his wife. But we know that allegation. We know that allegation got started by the FBI because they were trying to tear him down. And for a man that got put on blast and exposed for cheating on his wife to come in and speak on a man for an alleged incident that we cannot prove once again, and try to say, well, if he did this one thing, that still doesn't invalidate him for being a great man. So what are you trying to say? Are you trying to say you're still a great man because you cheated on your wife? I'm gonna leave it right there because that man, I don't like that dude, man.
Now, I got to second you on that. I didn't even think about that. I could care less about his situation when we talk about MLK. But I will say he did say something that a lot of people really need to think about. He said some real stuff, and hopefully some women take heed to what he said. Like, if we flip the roles for a woman doing that, that's just like I did that video with Maya Angelou. And she talked blackity black, but she married 2 white guys. So how come y'all don't go after her the same way y'all go after Frederick Douglass about a white woman he married when he was about to die? So when we flip the roles, keep that same energy is all we're saying. If you believe MLK got so did that, then make sure you go back in time and find the great black women that we look up to and do the same thing to them. But I don't think they will, because a lot of modern women, that's all they want to do is talk about things that they feel should vindicate them from their bad behavior. And that's not right. So I agree with what he said, but at the same time, now I'm thinking about what you said about him trying to sneak in there and make it seem like, hey, I might have cheated too, but that doesn't matter. I'm not a great man. I wrote books. As a matter of fact, for $19.99 on sale, you can get one a day. I'm surprised he ain't throw that in there, because he was doing that right after the cheating scandal. He kept trying to sell his punk ass book. Mm-hmm. But I digress. He still said some real stuff, and hopefully women heed to it. I see we got a few comments, some back and forth.
Yes,
so
we got a few comments.
And we'll see some people that answered that they was talking to. So.
All right, y'all about to make me start reading. And House is in the background. Hey, House, I am not running this. It is over here on my channel today, but I am not the host. So I'm waiting on. I was gonna wait till he got done talking. Hey, you want to bring House on up? He's waiting in the backstage.
We're gonna get to the next
video.
Let's do the comments first, and then you can break it right in before we start the next video.
All right, here we go, y'all. Y'all about to hear some terrible reading. People think you must. Oh, remember that? I got to put it on here. All right. People think you must go to high school you must go to college after high school because. Oh, we read that one.
Read that one.
Yeah, Melanated said, "Why do you?" Okay, we read that one. Yeah, y'all put a lot of comments in here. Y'all was having a back and forth conversation. Yeah. Is she marrying an older man? Okay, we read that one. House said. Okay, we read that one. Oh, okay, here. This is where we started at, where we left off at. House said, Melanated C, women going to college as priority is a lot of the time. Oh, we read that one. She said, I am confused. Are you saying women only get a degree as a backup plan? You want to respond to that one before I keep reading?
That I believe she was talking to House when she said she asked that question.
Yeah, she was.
When it comes to our sisters, yeah, like they're taught to get that as a backup plan. Not saying white women ain't doing as well. Yeah, they are, but that came more from the women in our community than it came from white women. So go ahead.
No, go ahead. No. Finish that thought.
So our women, and just like us as black Americans, we know how to throw sauce on something to sauce it up, spice it up, and all of that. So they take a lot of our talking points. But sadly, yeah, a lot of black women are taught to use that as a backup plan. Even if they do get with a guy get married, they're still like, okay, well, you'll have something to fall back on just in case he leaves you, even though that wasn't happening to every black woman. But go ahead, Jay.
Yeah, and the sad part with that one right there, my thought on it, and anybody can disagree with this, but women don't go to college like straight out of high school as a backup plan. I think when women get into the workforce and out here working and they get into a bad relationship and something happens, then they run back to school. Like that's always
that happens a lot.
Like man, I'm going through shit, going back to school. Grace said, "Good evening, all. Good evening, all. Press the like button upon arrival." Thank you, Grace. Melanated came back and said, "Women have a purpose of other than, I'm guessing, other than being a mother and wife. We are entitled to have a career. Also, entitled was the wrong word, but
yeah, that's the wrong word.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. We have
maybe she meant a choice.
Yeah.
To the choice.
Yeah. We have passions too. Just saying. House came back and said melanated age gap dating is normal. Only in the United States is there a taboo around it. The rest of the world respect it because of the roles men provide. Man provides, which is why women date older men and why they like it. All right. She came back and said, "I've never stated that age gap dating was negative. I have no qualms with that. I was just simply asking a question." I forgot the question. I ain't gonna go back and read it again. House said majority of women want to be mothers and have a passion for a purpose outside of the home. I'm taking lessons of prioritizing, and many are told to go to college to have money in case the provider leaves her. Quick said, "What's up?" He in the building. Shout out to you, Quick.
What up?
Raz Girl was over here laughing. She said, "Exactly. I don't know the which comment, so y'all can all be in mystery right now. Which one was it?" Melanated said, "How do you know that many mothers say that and that it's not simply the woman's desire to be educated?" And I missed it too.
The Alabama Nats.
Yeah, I told you I didn't let my window down last night, man. I think they came in and flopped. It's like, "Hey, man, y'all come on in." But I'm starting off with how we say, how do you know that many mothers say that and that it's not simply the woman's desire to educate themselves first before marriage? I need data. And she also said peer review, and then boom, that was it. And then House came into the chat.
It sound like melanated.
She came ready.
Yeah, she may have some film views. Maybe they just honest questions, but sound like some film views. But yeah, go ahead, bring the brother House up. Let him say what up, and then we'll start the next video.
Say hey to the people, House. Give me at least 30 seconds of saying hey.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
What's good?
What's up? Melanated has a great point. We should point to data and statistics and show the pop culture that refers to this, and surveys of young women that are asked these questions of whether their parents did have that lesson imparted to them. That does exist. It's out there if you actually search for it. At the moment, I don't have the data on me, but that doesn't mean it doesn't exist. But I'm gonna let the show keep running, and I appreciate the back and forth because Melanie, you're absolutely right. There sometimes men and women have different priorities. Women's priorities tying into the show of the title of the show. Do dads give good lessons? Or is that what it's titled? What is the title?
Do dads give good advice to?
I say no because this is all about women want both. I agree with Melanie. Women have a passion outside the home, and this is what the feminine mystique was trying to address in the early 50s and early 60s. Of they felt that being just a mother or being viewed as just a mother was either demeaning or unbecoming of a woman. So they wanted more lives. And that's what the feminist early movement was addressing in the 60s, which I agree with. But it's also logical thinking makes me believe that the lesson that dads are imparting onto daughters is a bad lesson about prioritizing what's most important. A college degree is 4 years, like I said. If you're going to go for a higher degree, it's even more years. But women are also on a timeline of having a child, which we know through biological studies. There's data out there as well. I can't pull it up. But as a woman reaches 35 to 40s, it's harder to have a child. If she takes those important vital years and dedicates it to higher education, you'll miss out. And that's sadly what is happening to a lot of successful women who would make great mothers, but they just physically can't because their body is, no longer able to do it. But that's where my disagreement is. I'm not saying that women shouldn't have a priority outside the home of passion, chasing their dream and wanting to accomplish something. I say the best way to do it, And I've seen women do it. I see a lot of Muslim women do it because they operate in marriage as a from the perspective of, I'm going to have faith that this man is going to take care of me while I'm in need of this financial support while I go to college. So I say prioritize college. I say prioritize. Sorry, I misspoke. I say prioritize marriage and relationships because they're lifelong, and college is only 4 years. By prioritizing those relationships, you're able to go to college when you're married and have a support system. That's my my take, and I think a lot of fathers are not doing that. I think a lot of fathers are teaching their daughters to be in fear, and that fear is if the man leaves you, you have your own, and you can fall back on it. We've heard it through pop culture. We've heard it through Black women say it all the time. You can speak to them and ask them, is there a sense of fear that comes with going to college? Is it tied to in case your marriage breaks down and you want to be a high earner?
Okay, I'll say this right before we go to video real quick.
You got 2 comments.
This is the thing real quick. And I get what you're saying, House, because if you look at someone like Megan Good, she was with her husband all total 10 years, married 9. And he took a real chance on her, said himself he always promised God and himself he would never marry an actress, but he went back on his word. He tried to hold her down even when people had problems with how she dressed, the movie roles that she had. Within that time that she was with him, when they first got together, if they would have went on ahead and knocked 2 kids out by the time she was 40 and got the show that she got now, they could have still probably been together. Now that she's 40, thinking that freezing her eggs is going to help, when once you hit 35, you're in geriatric pregnancy stages. She could have knocked that out in the first place, prioritized family, and still been able to do her thing because we seen her husband supported her. He was a movie producer as well. He had more money, a little more money earned than she did. So it's not like she could have took that time off and would have been fine. So a lot of our women are indoctrinated, and just keeping it real with the white feminist movement mindset that you got to put yourself first. What about all these women that come back and say, damn, when they hit the wall, what do they end up doing? You see Erykah Badu dating a younger guy. You see Keisha Cole dating a younger guy. You see Nicole Murphy dating a younger guy. You see Lala Anthony dating a younger guy. You see, what's her name? The wealth guru, Stormy Wellington dating a younger guy. So all these women that are highly successful that was like, I don't want no man that has less than me, are now older, by 40 plus, taking care of a younger man. But if they would have did it the other way, like how I said, it's a possibility it would have went better because a lot of them was married and they left their marriages, or they just wanted to be running around in the world.
And also this assumption that women of the past did not pursue education.
And make sure you keep it short, House, because we got to go to the comments and then the next video.
They did pursue education. It's just at the time they were pursuing education, college was not around, and a lot of the there's this like color purple level of abuse that is put upon every woman. Not every woman was this abused woman that was told to stay home by her husband. No, men of the West at the time were more liberal compared to men of the East. So these women did get educations in other fields. These women were working in the 1940s during World War II. So my overall point is you can prioritize family first, then get an education if you want that. Now, there's a small minority that speaks for all women and tells them to go and do what the feminists tell them to do, which is to go get a career, be a hot runner, do all this other stuff, be the hot shot. It's ironic because the movies of the 90s used to depict men who were uber successful and they never had time for their families. That's reversal. Now that's the women, because what they're doing is they're not even starting families. They're prioritizing uber fame, success, having that blue check, being looked up to in the community, rather than starting a family. I think that's worse than the man who doesn't make the birthday parties or the man who doesn't make the baby shower because he's so busy with business calls. Not having a family is worse than that.
I agree, and I mean it's about suffrage. Women have that right of choice, so we gotta start pushing back guys over that BS mindset that they're pushing to women because it's messing them up and us up. All right, so Jay, we're gonna go to the comments real quick and we'll go ahead and roll the last video.
Can I say something real quick?
Go ahead.
I'm gonna keep it real short. Going back to House's point, Because I know Melanated asked for peer review research and stuff. Well, they did a peer review research on the happiness of people. And the most unhappy group of people in America are women that are past 30 and they're childless. So it seems like a lot of the women that were told to go out here and fight the world and get that degree and stuff didn't derive happiness from that. And most women don't derive happiness from a career and stuff. That like basically it's just been telling women to be men. Like try to be men. Like we have our own totem pole right here, but look, their totem pole is better, so go get their totem pole. And the women went out and did it, and they're not finding happiness with it. Like all the women that Op named, these women had to they operated through life saying they're not gonna settle. And now look at what they're doing at older age. And they're having to take care of somebody in that situation where you could have settled earlier and build up with a motherfucker like Bill Gates or something like that. Man, you could have possibly got him, but you thought your options were greater than what they really were. Stop laughing at me. But
hey, all you have to do is talk to a woman in her 30s and ask her, what is something you would do different? What would you tell young girls? You know what she would say? She would tell them to prioritize families because she's in her 40s. This woman, she's successful. She works at a firm. She makes great money, but she comes home to cats. That's not to like rub it in or make jokes. That's a reality. That's a horrible existence. She's lonely. All of her friends have hit milestones.
And these are a lot of the professional women.
This is the professional women. Like I see them. I work at a financial firm, and I see them. They are very hardworking. They are devoted to the corporation, but they have a sadness in their eyes.
This something to throw it out here real quick, and I know you want to go to the comments. We're not saying, and I'm vouching for all the guys on the panel right now. We're not over here saying that y'all shouldn't pursue a career. We're saying that you can actually chew gum and walk at the same time.
Pretty much. So let's go to the comments, then we're gonna hit the last video.
All right, Melanated said, "Being a mother is beautiful, but that is not my entire existence." I think we all would agree with that one. Raz Girl said, "My dad gave great advice as a child and young woman. He preached remaining feminine and don't try to do what he does, or basically what
man.
Yeah,
right.
And then Raz Girl was looking weird right there. I don't know. I was talking when I think she put that up there, so I'm sorry, Raz, if I said something stupid. Next video.
Next video. Go ahead and mute everybody up till it's done. I gave you the timestamp, but do you need it again?
Nah, I got you. I already got it stopped in here. Yeah. I know the exact part you talking about on this one because this is funny. Ring well, stupid ass dad says dumb ass shit, man. Daddy's stupid. If anybody that's over here that won't watch me cover this, y'all gonna hear this dumb shit again. I swear this dude shit, man. Look, I wanted to reach through the video and slap.
Play the role.
I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry.
Ladies, some advice.
Yes, you ladies, I want you to value yourself. Only time you need a man is to lift something heavy, really. Let God guard your heart to the right man. Remember, you are not second to nobody. You are first to everything. Because of you, we have life. You are the life givers. As a matter of fact, you are the eyes of God. He made woman. He made man first, but then he said, I can do better. So he made you. So remember that. Value yourself, because if you don't, who's going to?
Kendra G's fine.
All right. Let me unmute people. Boom. There you go.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. All right. So.
Oh, here you go. Get Raz first. Get Raz first before she back to the eye thing she made. She was like, no, it was the comment about women with sadness in their eyes. Okay.
It's real. It's real though. Like
it's real.
You have to get off the internet. You have to actually meet these women and actually talk to them, have a human experience to see what I'm talking about. It's a profound sadness. They're lonely. That is real. They are lonely. Why are they lonely? Because they don't have a family. Because all of their milestones they should have hit, they didn't hit it. Why? Because they drank a Kool-Aid that told them that the way you stand up to the patriarchy is by becoming a man, operating like a man, not prioritizing a family, chasing fame. You know, pride and envy is a sin. It's a sin for a reason.
Pride is a
all right. I'm gonna stop you right there, Hans. We're gonna get because she said something else, and we're gonna get into that. So let's just cover the video real quick, then we get to the chat. All right, so
We gonna
the
get
problem
that,
I have
Rest.
with this, the problem I have with this is first thing when he's talking about women focusing on themselves, then saying God made men first, but I can do better, so then He made women. Also, guys are only good for heavy lifting. Women give life. Let's go backwards, then to forward. Women don't give life, they bring forth life. Men give life, women bring forth life.
Carry
all right? We plant the seeds to the ground. That is the women. Fertilizer. Because they also say, from my understanding, that it's healthy for men and women to be engaging in relations while she's pregnant. If it also helps feed the baby or something like that. So guys, when we put the seed into women, they carry the child to term and birth the child. But if there's no seeds in the dirt, you're not gonna see flowers, trees, and all that great shit. Boom. All right. Second of all, men are only good for heavy lifting. What about us creating everything? We created the world for women to be comfortable. And matter of fact, in this country, like how I said, in this country, men are more liberal than any other country. Imagine if women had to go to these other countries, you have to fend for yourself. If you don't find a man and get married and have a husband, nobody else is responsible for you in these other countries. Women talk all this trash, but they won't go over there because I think it's complicated as young ladies on the college campus, their problems versus women in the East. And they say, oh, yeah, I pray for them. And he was like, so who has it harder, who has it easier? They were like, oh, we have it way easier. And it's like, so what the hell are you complaining about when you have suffrage? You have the choice to go ahead and be more free than the women over there in the East and the women that was of yesteryear in this country. So to say that we're only good for heavy lifting, but we're the reason why everything is so easier for you. We made tampons. I don't care what woman came after that and made pads, but the ideal, the prototype was that. Air conditioning, houses, protection, food, grocery stores, the trucks that deliver them there. This is the problem I have. Guys like him keep deterring and tarnishing what men are and devaluing us. This is the problem I have with that. Because look at Kendra G. She's 41 years old, no children, no man. She was engaged a year and a half ago. That didn't work out. She met the guy on her own show. She can't help nobody else get nobody. JB said it himself. Ain't up a booger wolves and all kinds of trash been coming to his IG of women that he said he didn't want. It's lowered expectations on that show. Let's just keep it G, and she can't find nobody. Now we see why she has bad advice. So instead of her digging and throwing dirt on Kevin Samuel's name, God rest his soul, the helper should have been listening to her his damn self. So, Haas, I'm gonna go to you first. What do you think about some of the things that Kendra G Daddy had to say?
That's her father?
That's her father.
Oh, okay.
Makes sense, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of. I'm not gonna speak on their relationship because I'm not gonna go there. But what I am gonna say, that because this title of this live stream is about dads, you gotta stop. They have to stop with the toxic positivity, always being positive and unafraid to offend. Sometimes the truth stings a little, and what you have to tell people is, listen. You are different. You operate different. Because you're different, you have different set of rules imparted onto you by your biology, by life. That does not mean you're less or that you have less human rights. That means you're just different. Therefore, you have to move differently. So as a father, the biggest, most epic failure that you could do is to not train them to be like successful, prosperous adults who have achieved their goals. If their goal is to have a family, and they are being led by society, they're being raised by society on what they should prioritize, they're failing. So I'm to his comment about like, oh, men are only good for lifting. It's part of the toxic positivity because they want to make women feel good. Like, you go, girl, rah, rah, all that bullshit. It's it's part of the great thing about me as a man is this woman. You know those jokes that people make at weddings? Toxic positivity to try to lift up women by self-defeating themselves or self-deprecating. It's ridiculous. It's like happy wife, happy life bullshit belief. This attitude is ridiculous because as an adult who has a responsibility to raise children, what you have to do is prepare them. And the way you prepare specifically your daughters is to tell them to prioritize what they want if that is a family. Don't tell them to chase it when they have spent thousands of dollars in debt, have been traumatized by dating around, and have been hurt by specifically this culture that constantly tells them that what it is to be a woman is to spend money and to chase experiences. So overall, I necessarily do not blame individual women because it's the culture that's raising them. The culture is telling them that this is what you should do. And men are finally kind of waking up to it. They're like, yo, you constantly, it's like you're wanting to keep a positive attitude about everything, that it's self-defeating.
Okay. So, Jay, but now, what do you have to say about Kendra G's daddy?
I'm gonna just reiterate what I said about him the first time. That nigga need to shut the fuck up. Like, that's number one.
Demonetized.
Now, actually, hey, I found out, man, we don't get demonetized for saying fuck.
We need to find out what the magic word is then.
Hey, look, I've been trying to figure it out, man. They just sent me an email right now talking about, I challenged all the ones where they demonetized it, and they've been approving all of them. Only some of the ones where we kind of like went in on Cynthia G. Like her dad is, I understand that's his daughter, and I'm pretty sure he understands what she does for a living, but he would be the guy that we would throw to the wolves if it was a conversation about black and white issues in America and he was trying to be Toby. Like, nigga, you can get up out of here. You're not speaking for us. You're speaking for yourself. Because if he's a Christian man, which I'm pretty sure he would claim it if he tried to quote, use the Bible as a reference. God didn't make woman because he thought he could do better. It literally says it in the Bible, and whether you want to believe the words that are written in the Bible, but God made woman because Adam was lonely. I go back to my indoctrination of being in a Christian household and being ordained and stuff. He made Eve because Adam was lonely, and women are not the bringers of life. They're the carriers of life. Like, women carry life, but as like you said, men carry the seed. The seed has to be planted before it can grow. Women grow the seed, but men have the seed to even start the process. And that's one thing that pisses me off, that a lot of people try to dismiss men. You don't have to dismiss men to empower women. You can do both at the same time. You can empower women and empower men. But, you can just empower women. You just don't have to demonize men or be derogatory towards them when you're trying to promote women. But it seems like these people don't have an understanding that you can do two things at the same time. It doesn't have to be.
Oh, sorry, Jay.
Go ahead.
You know where that comes from? That comes from the early stages of the feminist movement, because they were infiltrated by misandrists. They were infiltrated by people who, quite frankly, had their own agenda. And so when you read the history of it, you realize there were feminists who were pro-life and were anti-abortion, didn't believe in sexual liberation, and they believed that, women should have certain rights. They shouldn't be fired because they were pregnant in the workplace, all this other stuff, which I vehemently agree with. But the movement was taken over by corporate interests and people who saw an opportunity to not only make money, but to drive a gender war. So that's where that comes from. This constantly putting men down to uplift women notion, when you can actually do both. This conspiracy theory of the patriarchy is the reason why I failed in life. Like, a lot of women say that. They use that as an excuse.
Yeah, look, and I'm gonna say one thing, and then you already know, you the host. So y'all with the comments, I'm pretty sure we're gonna get to them, but it's when Op tell me to get to them. Y'all see how good I get submissive when it ain't my turn. Hey, but it's kind of funny that a lot of us are not opening our eyes. Like, Ingo, I could very possibly be wrong with what I'm about to say right now. I could very possibly be, but I truly believe this. I believe that women derive most of their happiness from families, and men derive most of their happiness from getting things done and providing for people. And for the people in the world that obviously can't seem to achieve those things try to change the narrative and shape everybody else around them, because misery does love company. Try to shape the narrative and try to ingenue some social thing into here, like women need to be like men and that'll make them happy. Men need to be softer and that'll make it easier for them to get women and please women. We clearly see that shit don't work. Whoever the hell came up with this stuff has been lying to people. And for the younger generation to the older generation to let it keep getting passed on to the younger generation, and the younger generation to keep championing this bullshit. It's nonsense. All it's doing is constantly dividing us. And I believe it's a grand scheme that the government is helping out with the private companies and all this crap to separate men from women, so then we can divide the home. So there's not a foundation where people raise their own kids and give them the ability to think for themselves and actually know between right and wrong, to where the government says everybody can just do whatever they want to do. And now we see what we have in the world today. Like, I believe a lot of people need to fight against that. Like, women, if you want to go get a job, no man is going to tell you not to go get a job. But then don't sit around when you turn 40 years old and you don't have a family. And if you learn how to prioritize doing both of them at the same time, then great. Salute to you, because that's what I think most people have to do, because it takes two people to live. But this mindset of women need to try to be men and compete with them, and men need to be more feminine and all this other bullshit. Nah, man, that's for the birds, man. You're not gonna raise your son to be soft, and you're not gonna raise your daughter to try to act like she Brock Lesnar when she weigh 115 pounds. That's
Jay,
all I got.
They are. That's exactly what they're doing.
Yeah, and I'm saying don't do that though.
And the reason why they're doing it is how you solve it, by actually getting to the reason why they're doing it is because it's what they think is socially gets them value. You know, it's like the social virtue. They think that by being with the current thing, which is, you know, have your son be as least masculine as possible, because it's
it's toxic. It's toxic if he's masculine.
That's what they and they don't want him to be that, because they want to be they don't want to be on the bad side of the mob, but deep down inside they know, I don't want to get canceled, or I don't want to get like called out. There is a massive social like call out culture now, where people think, oh, you don't encourage your daughter to go to college? Oh, that's very patriarchy of you. That's like, to the women in the
misogynistic.
They would say that. Or to the women in the chat, I have a question for you. If your daughter wanted to have a family, would you tell her to spend 10 years of the vital years of giving birth to a child in school? Would you?
That's a good question. Matter of fact, let's go to the chat before they go to answering that, because it's a bunch of, go to the one Jay after Death Note bullshit. Who hurt you out?
All right.
Go to Melanated C.
All right, Melanated said, and y'all, we gonna get to all of them. Like, promise that. I agree with women completely negating the fact that a family is significant and putting a PhD over a family, but 4 years in a young woman's life will not be a disservice to herself. Quick said, "What's up?" Okay, look, y'all stop talking to each other. It's a happy spouse, happy house. I like that term instead of happy wife, happy life. Men and women both have paramount positions in our society. Most teachers are women, RN, home health aides. Without them, who will do their jobs? And men have jobs such as construction, HVAC. There's men nurses too, but I think men do all the jobs that you just named, but it's just majority populated by the women.
She's making our argument. We're not saying women should leave the workforce. We never said that.
No. Do it, but prioritize your family first.
That's what we're saying. We're not these cavemen who think women should go back to the kitchen. We're not saying that. No, don't misconstrue what we're saying. What we're saying is this is a problem of prioritizing. Fathers are failing their daughters when they tell them to prioritize college. What they should do is tell them to get married, have their family, then go and pursue those things. That's what we're saying. We're not saying they should leave the workforce. So your point about women work these jobs and men work construction, it's mute. It doesn't make any sense.
All right, and hey, look, y'all, and the link is in the chat too. If y'all don't want to just keep typing keyboard warrior in, and you can come up. Is that okay though? I gotta ask out first. He's the host.
Oh no, that's cool because we having discussions now.
All right. Melanated said they are needed. Both are needed in workforce. Yeah, it takes honestly, it takes two people to live. You need two incomes. Raz was like on point. Death Note said the problem comes in when there is competition in the home. Agreed. Melanated, we are not saying women can't work. We are saying we don't want women who present as men. That is true. That is unattractive. See, Grace said Adam needed a helpmate. All right, that is true. Melanated said I agree with the part house movement did indoctrination through the women's rights movement. Yeah. Melanated said that's what House was saying. Death Note. That's what she said. We need Raz Girl to moderate. Number one moderator on YouTube can get them to check the comments. No, we saw them. It's just we saw them. Hey, Raz Girl, you want to be a moderator for me? And then also Death Note said, my bad, House be speaking African Creek dialect. Why are you talking shit? I had a feeling. I was like, I'm gonna read all these. I'm pretty sure Death Note gonna say some shit in the middle of this stuff.
Always coming from my African American man. This come on now.
Hey, but yes, y'all, like the link is in the chat, it's pinned to the top. So
we just having discussion now. If anybody else want to come on, we can keep the discussion going. So I want to go back to some of that, like what Haas said. It's not saying women don't do this. Y'all have a choice. We're just trying to give information that y'all may be missing. And a lot of dads, this is why I wanted to do this show tonight. A lot of dads, from what you see for the most part, the advice that they've been given has not been helping women. And if you look at Steve Harvey's daughter, and you look at Kendra G as a daughter of her father and what he said, they're not having successful situations when it comes to family. Harvey is running around reckless, dating all these dudes. She done dated Drake, Future, soccer player, Michael B. Like she keep Akon, brother, Diddy's son, Diddy. Like that would be successful. It was the other way around. If a guy was running through all these women that were very known, it would be more good for him because a lot of women look at other.
That's where I
wait. Hold on. It would be more beneficial for a guy in that aspect because the more women see guys doing that, the more women want to know what that's about. Now, it's not a good thing, but that's how reality is. So for the women, like when Shaq did say that, women I would tell my daughters to be careful about the guy that has all those options because so many women want them. That part I kind of agree with because I hear women saying, why would I want a man that nobody else wants? Well, because you see the value in that man. That's the difference in guys that will see a woman that a lot of guys not checking for like that because she might be nerdy. She might not appeal the finest. She might look like, the ugly duckling type, but then a guy gets with her and raises her value up. Now the guys want her, but, more than likely she'll be a little more, loyal to that guy. So back to the whole business aspect. When you see all these young ladies or these older women, they're looking like, now I want to get married. You gave up your prime years. Kendra G is 41 years old. She tried to get with Ron Isley. That's where that whole quote came from. Hey, big head, which we all heard in high school. But that's where it came from. She was 40 years old trying to hit on damn Ron Isley, who's 70-something years old, and he's married. That she was, I didn't know. You didn't care. But you can't really give him children. What if he wanted to have children? Your risk of your life is at a high point now. And I've seen situations with some people I know, thank God their children still made it. But it was a couple of situations I've seen more than none than that the young ladies at the age of 30-something years old, lost their children before they even got a chance to get them to term of 2 or 3 months because they were older. So this is something that we're just trying to tell young ladies so they had a knowledge because unfortunately they're not getting all the information. That's just like I had a conversation before with my pops about my son some time back. He disagreed with some of the things that I was saying. Then a situation happened in the news and me and him had a conversation. I was saying we need to go back to giving our children all the information. So if they're out here sleeping around, don't just give them a condom. Talk about marriage. Talk about celibacy till you get there. Talk about the things that can be bad in that situation if you don't protect yourself, or try your best to be careful to stay away from that situation until you're really ready to move forward and really get married and things of that nature. So that's all we're talking about. And Mel is up here. What up, Mel? Before we go to you, Mel, we're gonna let Haas respond real quick, but Haas try to keep it short.
I'll keep it very short. I don't agree with you on your point about men sleeping around, and that is a good thing for a man and a bad thing for a woman. I don't.
Wait, hold on. Before you go, you got to add in the part that I said. The reason why that might be looked at as a good thing for other women.
That's my second part. The second part is
okay. Go ahead.
I think a man should have that appeal of being wanted by multiple women, in the fact that he's got the looks, the money, but he doesn't act on it. Here's why. I genuinely believe that if a man is sleeping around and got bodies, he's seriously at putting himself at risk. And also, I think he's disrespecting his future wife because he's doing something to a woman. All right, I'm gonna be vulgar. If you come in a woman you're not married to, you're disrespecting your future wife.
What if you got a condom on?
I mean, shooting up the club. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. So basically, because I'm about to say, man, every girl
No.
I'm about to say I'm busting all of them, but I got a condom on.
No, that's not the same thing. What I'm talking about.
Oh shit!
By shooting up the club into a woman that you're not married to, I think that low key. I don't know. Part of me might be a little naive on this, but it just seems to me like it's devaluing that shared connection with someone you want to make a child with.
I don't think anybody's gonna argue against you that guys shouldn't be doing that.
Which is
that's my point, Haas.
I don't think
but see, that's my point. You really, that's what I was saying, Haas. That's why you really didn't have to argue that point against what I said. What I said was the let me add this caveat in it. What I mean is, women, sadly, in a bad light, will look at it like, oh, I wonder what he got going on. Why all these women want him? And what I was saying, but when a woman does it, you know what I'm saying? Because this is the sexist part. This is the biased part. When a woman does it, a lot of guys may be like, they want to hit it too, but they're not going to want to commit to you like that. So when Lori Harvey had that situation where Michael B tried to, and then she like, no, I'm good. She messed herself up because guys now going to be like, see, that's why, like Lil Boosie said, that's why you don't try to wipe up a 3 or 4. So I was saying in contrast, and it is biased, and that's why I said with my son, I'd rather teach him.
It's not biased. It's biological because men want to like confirm that they are the father. And if she has a promiscuous past or slept around with a lot of men, that is a huge, no matter how much we want to be socially woke, like our biology is literally, when you look at her, is telling you bad investment. Do not try to have a baby with her because there's a higher chance that she could do fertility fraud. So men want to make sure that their resources are going to their children. So it's not a double standard. It's biologically built in. We can't fight nature.
But we got to be honest. It is a double standard. It is sexist, but it is reality. So even if you throw biology in there or not, it is reality. That's what I'm pointing out.
You can't equate sexism to biology. Like I'm being like sexism. It's more of like a social thing where a man or a woman. But biology, nature has dictated why men don't like women who are.
Well, all right. Well, let me ask you this question there, Haas. If you see a woman,
keep waiting, girl. You got it, girl.
Yeah, just one second. Let me ask you this, Haas. So, if you see a woman get around like that as a 3 or 4, not only do you think I got to be careful about what would be the situation, like you said, paternity fraud, but also you got to add in what else? if she's been doing this most of her adult life, would I be smart to think just because I get with her and try to wipe her up that it's not a possibility she's not going to go back to being whorish?
It's all subconscious. You will never have a conscious thought. You will have a conscious thought about this, but the first thing you notice, it's subconscious. Like the reason why men don't like women who are obese.
No, wait, no, because you're gonna go into a whole dissertation. I just need a yes or no. Would it be smart for me to like what Michael B tried to do, wipe up a hoe, and then when she goes back to doing the same thing, did I mess up knowing that I already know her history by trying to wipe her up and try to make her a good woman, even though I know it's a possibility she might go back to doing the same thing she was doing?
Yeah, you messed up. You didn't.
All right, so that's what I'm saying. That's where the biasness comes in. That's not just biology. That's also being smart. Because if you deal with a woman and you know she got a history and she does the same thing, you fucked up. All right, so Melanated, what's good with you, homie?
Howdy. Stop saying that.
So
why are you going to come and stop saying that? I live in Texas. Like,
yeah, you don't live in Texas no more, so stop saying howdy.
Hey, it's her bloodline. So, Melanated, I'm sure you came up, you wanted to say something that you got to say from the chat. What's on your mind? Speak.
So, my point is just very quickly. It's back on the like getting married or trying to. Well, I guess getting married at a young age. Like, I don't think that an 18-year-old woman should be getting married to anyone. I think that she deserves to have that time to figure out her life because she just got out of high school. I mean, and I don't really think that an 18-year-old is like an adult. Like, legally they are, but mentally no. And I think that also, I think about some of the other things, right, that women go through that would make it not feasible, I don't think, for an 18-year-old to get married or a young adult woman to get married. So statistically, women go through, I would say, I'm not going to give you the numbers because I don't want to be incorrect and I like to be correct, but I know that I know at least 1 in 4 women are SA'd, because I don't know if you can say that on here, SA'd or, taken advantage of by someone, and they have to deal with that trauma.
You said 1 in 4?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a very high percentage. Even like if I just talk to any woman, that is high. What are you talking about? I think it's even higher than
the population.
25%.
I think it's higher than that. I gotta look up.
Well, you said 1 in. Now I'm just saying, but you said 1 in 4, so like 1 in 4 is like 25.
That's a lot of women though that are actually
man,
that are dealing with some type of trauma. But
let her finish up because I'll look it up.
Thank you. Please just look it up. Because it is a high percentage of women that are dealing with that trauma, and I don't think at 18 years old that they went to counseling, learned how to cope with those things, and they may not feel comfortable trying to marry a man at that age, especially dealing with those type of things in their lives. Like, I think it's a utopian idea to think that an 18-year-old should be getting married at that age. I really don't agree with that.
All right. Since Op is slid out for a second, here you go. Hold up, real quick. There we go. Here you go. I'm Op running this thing, y'all. So, and we said that we don't start running this shit with Iron Fist. So, wait, there you go. They go Op.
I'll keep it correct. Melanie, what age would you advise your daughter? I mean, there's no right or wrong. I'm not trying to like do a gotcha. I'm not. Like, what age do you think is appropriate that she should get married? I don't think she heard.
Let me see. Is she still there?
No, I'm here. I was talking to my kids. What age?
Or what age should she?
I'm not going to say there's a specific age that I think she should just marry someone, but I think that it needs to be before or around at least 25. Yeah.
Yeah, that's something most people say. Before 25, right? 26. So there's no right or wrong. Everyone is different in how they say it. I just think we infantilize like people in their late teens. Maybe it's a cultural thing in America, but like parts of the world where I come from and where Eastern Europe people are grown. Like you've been alive for a long time if you're 18. It's just in this
Let me.
we
I have
we
a question,
infantilize people.
really quick. Did you grow up in America?
I grew up in America, yeah, but I've seen 15-year-olds with more responsibility than 25-year-olds in this country, and it's quite baffling because it's cultural. You guys, not you guys, but this culture keeps them in this infantilized state where they never really get guidance on how to be a man or a woman and to grow into full adulthood. And you see 15-year-olds in other countries that are, and they are mature and they are able to accomplish things. And like once you see it, you can't unsee it. Like Melody, you're right. 18-year-olds in this country, that's because it's cultural. We're not teaching them. There's no rites of passage. We're not teaching them. We're
Well, but I don't. I mean, I think that there's a lot of factors that goes into that as to why people are not, the young adults or younger teens. I mean, older teens are not at the same, I would say, socialization level as other people. There's a lot of factors, at risk factors, things that contribute as to why they're not at that level. But I do know this, like, black females and black children in general are often like seen as adults or treated as adults, especially in the education realm, because they are punished more, they receive harsher treatments, they're suspended more, kicked out of schools more than other races, just because they are treated like, oh, you should know that you should be, at that level.
Yeah,
And
exactly. I agree with you there. I've seen that.
Well, let me ask you something, Mel.
Yo, hey, before you go out, you want me to read these few comments that just came in real quick, or you?
Yeah. Go to the comments real quick.
It's just
I'm
to
asking Mel a
Pan.
question.
I about to say Pan came in the building. He said women go through by choice. It's not by force. And I'm gonna try to read it either way. I'm gonna try to either way because I read it beforehand. He said, "Aren't black men winning in America above black women, or aren't black women winning in America over black men above the black men?" Rat said, "When you're emotionally mature." She clapped. And then Pan said one more comment: "Can't win from losing. Even with winning entitlements, women remain the suffering victim." And then he said one more thing: "Wrong. Black boys are treated suffering more."
All right, so man, I got a question to ask you because you say with the experiences in life and figuring things out.
Oh, and I got that statistic for y'all too.
And what does it come to? What would you tell a young lady with the figuring stuff out? Would you tell her to do her best to remain celibate until she gets married, or would you just say, you grown, you do what you do in a relationship? I'm saying like an 18-year-old about to go off to college.
so this is well, I'll tell you two answers. The first one is from my own belief and what I believe in. I would say no, you need to wait till you're married. That's just how I believe, because I'm a follower of Christ. But if I'm going to say realistically and how culture is, in American culture, and waiting till you're married to, hook up, I don't think that there's a very low percentage of people who do that. So, but I would encourage them to wait till they're married. Yes.
Okay, now let me ask you something, because you said as a follower of Christ, I grew up in the church as well. Where does it say in the Bible that a woman should focus on high school and her career, on college and her career before marriage?
It doesn't say that. It doesn't talk about college or anything, because that wasn't in existence then. But yeah.
Okay. So where does it also say in the Bible that a woman should figure out herself before marriage?
Well, in the Bible, it really just talks about us being servants and servants for the Lord. So it doesn't really say anything about that.
Okay, so my point of what I'm getting at, no offense to you, but that's another problem with our Western society. So many people will say that they follow the word, and then they'll come out and basically go the other way when they say stuff to teach people stuff. So when you say that, or anybody else that I've heard say that, me personally, it doesn't make any sense, because if we're going to say we follow the word, but then we'll teach them of the world. Let me ask you, how does that make sense to say you follow Christ, but then the stuff that you are saying now is of the world? versus the Bible?
Well, I'm not. If you want to do that, I'm not going to do that with you. I'm not going to go back and forth about my beliefs and my religion.
No.
I'm not gonna
No,
do
I'm
that.
not saying. No, listen to what I'm saying. I'm not.
But the way that you questioned it was kind of, I don't like that.
No, but see this. But
let's just move on about that. No, it's
no.
okay.
Wait. I'm just asking a question. Only reason why I asked you is because you said that. That's the only reason why I'm asking. I'm not trying to make you look as a bad person, but like we talk about stuff and opinions, and when somebody says certain things, just like when you was in the chat and we said certain things, you asked questions, we answered it. So I'm just
but I'm not going to question someone about their religion. And that's exactly what you just did.
No. Listen to what I'm saying. I'm not saying whether you believe in it or not. I'm just saying with the Western culture, and that is all I'm asking you is.
No, you said, how do I call myself a Christian or someone who follows Christ? But I'm telling someone that they should be able to figure themselves out before trying to get married at 18 years old. That's what I said. I mean, that's what you said.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, because I said I find a lot of people say that. So all I was going to ask you is, does that make sense to say that versus certain things that you may believe in?
I think it does make sense, because then at the end of the day, I feel like you're supposed to take what you learn inside of the Bible and make it relative to where you live in. So now we don't live in those times where they didn't have college and things like that, or they didn't have, traditional education as we have in this time and day. So I'm not going to go back and forth about that, though. So you could just move on.
No, it's okay. I mean, I disagree with that, but we can move on.
There's a lot of things that people do on here that I don't,
No. It's okay. It's okay. We don't have to go no further than that. I just wanted to answer that question. All right.
Don't be talking about me like that.
So, man, anybody talking about you and the Alabama Nats over there? Listen.
Shut up.
So, Def Note, what's up, my boy?
Man, I'm just kicking it how I kick it when I kick it.
Man, don't be coming in here trying to talk off like Barry White and shit.
he sound like your boy. I just do what I can do.
Man, I'm just here. I'm just here. Just showed up for y'all, man. Y'all know what it is.
No, I'm not on my phone tonight. I'm actually on my computer. Yeah, I finished cooking, and I decided to come to my computer instead of cooking.
What do you think of that? What do you think of that whole, getting married?
Excuse me, House. I believe this is my show tonight.
Man.
I gotta stop right. I gotta step on your toes.
All right, I'll fall back.
All right, so I was gonna pretty much ask the same question House just asked. So what do you think about the show tonight from all what you've seen, and then also the conversation about women in the workforce versus going into marriage versus prioritizing marriage or versus school?
So I actually stepped away from the video like once, simply because again I was cooking. But it kind of happened. I stepped away for just about 20 minutes after I got a little bit triggered by Steve Harvey.
Okay.
I did from a distance here a little bit of what Derrick Jaxn, said, and I think that he's trying to save face with both the men and the women. But yeah, overall, we had our back and forth. You know how I feel about a lot of these different things. As far as women working or not, that right there has no bearing to me. It doesn't matter. It's not about women who are working and what they're doing and stuff like that.
No, that's not what that's not what we're arguing. What the question is, should women prioritize family and relationships and marriage first, then go to college?
Yes.
That's what we're saying. And I think it's being misconstrued, not by you, but I don't want it to be like understood that we're saying women shouldn't work. No, we're not that crazy. We're not saying that.
Yeah. So I think that it definitely should be prioritized. And the reason that it should be prioritized is because 9 times out of 10, or you can say 8 times out of 10, when there's a happy marriage and so on and so forth, especially when you're taking care of kids and this and things of that nature, you get to a certain point where you do want to, as a woman, want to spend more time with your family. Now, again, that doesn't necessarily define you. I'm not saying that you can't go out and do all these other different things, but I do think that if there's an outcome that you need to get to your end goal, like for instance, for men, we know that by the time we hit a certain age, we have to have a certain amount of money and be able to retire. So with that being said, we need to start hitting the ground running as soon as we can, building our empires and building ourselves. Whereas women, if your goal is to be able to make sure that you're able to start a family and things of that nature, it's not to say that you can't do anything else, but that should also be in the forefront of your mind when you're going forward, as far as if you want the best opportunity, even with business. Even with investing. If you want to retire with the most amount of money, then you don't start investing when you're 40. You don't start investing when you're 50. You start investing in that when you're 18 and you're 16 and you're 14 and stuff like that. So that's where I think that depending on what your goal is how you should prioritize. Now, there are some women who say, I don't think that is most accurate, but they say that they don't need a man and they have no problem with being single for the rest of their life. Well, if that's their goal, then I mean, they do what they do. Just don't complain later on when you receive the outcome.
Okay, I'm feeling that. Jay, you say you had some stats that Mel asked you to look up.
He's on mute.
Oh yeah, it was shut up. You hating on my shirt. I just went about this today. It was about the people that are touched, and it came like they broke it down to men and women. Basically 1 out of every 10 men are a victim of SA. That's the word we're going to use tonight. And then when it comes to women, it's 1 out of every 6.
Which those numbers are highly skewed because they don't count the SA that happens in prison. They don't count the SA that happens that goes unreported. They don't do any of that stuff. So those numbers are highly skewed. So I just wanted to put that 2 cents in there.
Those numbers, we're not saying it doesn't happen to women. We are saying that those numbers are politically skewed as well. They are also like pushed out for funding because a lot of these organizations, if they can gin up a lot of campaigns that say this is what's happening, they put out statistics that are false, they get more funding from governments because the politicians are pressured to dish out more budget funding for these specific areas for these nonprofits, when in reality they're padding the numbers and creating an atmosphere where women are in fear because these nonprofits run campaigns, and rightfully they should run campaigns, but they should run campaigns with the accuracy of the real stuff, not the made up extremely boisterous numbers that scare the living hell out of people. Like if I grew up in America and I had a daughter in America and I hear what's happening on college campuses, I wouldn't send my daughter to college campuses because the way they depict college campus SA, it's like they make it sound like every woman, 90%. It's ridiculous. Or they say 25%. That's impossible. If it was happening to 25% of the female population on every college campus, no parent would send their child to a campus. It's the numbers are inflated for funding and for more money-oriented endeavors. It's political and whatnot, and both parties do it. It's ridiculous.
So, Mel, what do you have on that? What's your opinion on those numbers that Jay just read?
I agree with. Now, I do agree that we have to keep in mind where we're getting the data from, and some data is funded by organizations. So I do know that, but I do think that it is a big problem, and I mean honestly, just a woman talking to other women and talking to other girls, it is a very big problem. And like a lot of women, I feel like almost every person that I ask are saying that this happened to them. They just don't tell people, like it's not reported. So anyways, I did want to say that I don't think that, I'm not saying that women shouldn't put, their families as a priority. They should. I mean, I have a career, I'm married, but I would say that most of my happiness does come from my family. Like the happiest moments that I have are with my kids and with my husband and spending time with family. But I still stand on, I don't think like women should be 18 years old. And I'm not saying that they shouldn't be in the mind frame of like, okay, I need to move accordingly because I do want to get married when I'm 25. So like if you are courting, guys courting you or talking to you, like take it seriously. Like I'm not saying don't do that. You should take it seriously. You should be in that mind frame. So then when you do get you know, out of college, you're 25, you're starting your career, and let's say you have this boyfriend that you met and y'all been together all those years. It's time to get married, right? And y'all have already established everything to the point where now it's a good time. You're at that point. But I don't think an 18-year-old should be getting married. That's just my point.
Okay, I can see that. JV, we got some more. Well, damn, we got a few comments. Pan African was writing his fingers all wonder.
Yeah, he was writing a good little bit. But after the one that I read, he said, correction. Women go through by choice. It's not by force. Aren't women winning in America above the black man? And that is the narrative. Follow Jesus, who accepts and forgives all, good, bad, and ugly. Following Jesus. Okay, same comment. All right. He also said, what one learns or is given from the offerings contributed in offerings. Yeah, he had another one. Yeah, Pan was really on it. Pan dominated the chat for a second. What one learns from Bible or is given from the offerings contributed to preachers. We got Raz Girl up here now. Put her right there. He also went on to say, did God prioritize with his creation of women and their true nature, childbirth, weaker gender, impulsive as opposed to logical? He put 100 to his own comment. And fire. And socially screwed up. And then he said, Western women are inflated feminism. All right.
All right. So, Raz Girl, what up? What you got on the conversation? How you doing tonight?
I am good. I think y'all having a wonderful conversation and discussion.
You want to be a moderator?
Sure, doesn't matter.
He over there eating gnats and shit. That's what they do in Alabama.
Hey, look, I'm just before Raz Girl go, just so y'all know, I'm about to take my part on the road because it is the last game that's happening tonight. So I'm gonna be in here and y'all gonna see me, but y'all gonna have to watch me ride in my car to go to the golf place. Yeah.
The golf place, what you got, a date?
We not talking about none of that.
Anyway, what you got on the videos you seen tonight, Raz Girl, in the conversation we having now?
I thought the video was really good in regards to fathers and do they give the best advice. I think that fathers give wonderful advice to their daughters. Wherever I was misled in life came from my mom when it came to femininity. And I think that comes from a lot of women because those parents, I'm 40, so I'm thinking of the parents of my generation who were married. My mom is still married. So those women spend long term in relationships. They maybe didn't come in that relationship established. They gain stuff in the relationship. I was told from my mom to go out, get this, do that, make sure you get your degree, make sure you get a job. Every woman in my life told me that, and all those women were married. My father always said, you're a woman, you can't do what men do, be a woman. That's what he said. So I really think that men give the best advice to their daughters because they're thinking about their femininity and how they are with that man. That's what I think.
Okay, I like that. So let me ask you a quick question on that. For the advice your mom gave and advice your dad gave, which one do you think helps you the best in your future?
Oh, I definitely think my dad's advice helped me the best in my future. I graduated when I turned 18. I went to college straight through 6 years. I dated men, but I wasn't invested in a relationship. I was proposed to a couple of times in life, not because I was running after my degree that I said no. It's just because those people wasn't right for me. But I do think that if I paid more attention to what my father would have said, things would have been reversed. I had my first child at 33. She's my only child, but I chose to have a child because I was bored in life. Also, I felt like it was time for me to be responsible. I would no longer wanted to be selfish, and I was lonely, and that's the truth of the matter. So I didn't know how to do that while I was going through school. But I think that if a dude had met me or proposed to me and he saw what was in me, and I chose to be with him, whether I was in college or not, I still could have pursued that. I think that women can pursue their professional dreams, but always remember that your one duty in this life is to take care of the home. So if you're working, you got to come home, take care of them kids, cook, clean, do all of that. And then that man goes to work and he comes home and he do the shit in the garage or outside or cut the lawn, because that is the roles that we play in relationships and in marriages, if that makes sense.
Okay, I like that. So, I mean, I see nowadays it goes more into telling young ladies, especially our sisters from our community, to focus on things. And a lot of the times it be to have a backup plan, make sure you don't need no man. I've heard other men tell young ladies that, and say they would tell their daughters that. And, you know, sometimes, especially nowadays, I disagree with it, because a lot of women, unfortunately, turn around and end up saying, damn, I wish I would have prioritized a family. Because I think what you said is very vital, because the women of yesteryear were doing that. You know what I'm saying? The women of my parents' generation, they was able to do that. So like when that time when Kevin Samuels asked that young lady who was 24, who said, we don't need men now. And he was like, well, didn't your grandparents have it worse? And she said, yeah, exponentially. But now it turned into a whole conversation of back and forth, making it seem like that's not what's going to work. And the numbers are terrible when it comes to professional women being unhappy. Like, you ever heard of that lady, that financial guru now, the sister named Stormy Wellington, Raz girl?
No, I haven't. What's her name? Stormy Wellington?
Stormy Wellington.
No, I'm not familiar with her.
If you ever get a chance, look her up. She was married to, when she was younger in Miami, she was a stripper. Then
I was gonna say that's a porn star name. Stormy Wellington.
No, it's you think about Stormy McDaniels, the white girl. This is a black girl I'm talking about.
No, he just saying it sounds like a stripper.
No, he's right. It is. Her name is Stormy McDaniels. So he's right. So she was young in Miami. She was a stripper. And I guess her mom was on drugs or something like that. So she ended up getting with a brother who was a pastor, helped clean her up, got their life together. He was doing good, but then she got bored. So she left that marriage. Then she started making money, helping other sisters make money. Great thing. Men too.
Oh yeah, she on a reality show, ain't she, or something?
I don't know. She's on one. Yeah. You're right. Her and her children. Yep.
Yeah. Okay, I know who you're talking about. Go ahead.
Yeah, and then you seen, unfortunately, she was saying, "Oh, I don't need no man. This, and that. I can't teach you how to get no husband, but I can teach you how to make money." But then next thing you know, she's online crying all the time. Now she's with a guy that does not have the same amount of money that she has, and she's basically taking care of him. So what do you think about that whole? A lot of women, especially when they was talking to Kevin Gowris or so, would try to argue and say, "Oh, I know a woman. But we know overall the numbers show otherwise. So what do you also think about when women try to say that, but they're not looking at reality that overall is not working, the advice that they're getting nowadays?
Oh yeah, I think that overall the advice that we're not getting. I think that she had a golden opportunity and she messed that up for whatever reason. And I think that if she was to spread her message, I think that man did exactly what he was supposed to do as a man. And once again, it's unfortunate. I feel that people of today's culture don't recognize masculinity in a man, so they make those simple mistakes. So yes, we are being told wrong, I feel. And just because one woman is doing well or you're doing well, like you said, it doesn't speak for the masses, because there are a bunch of single women out here steady pushing it, talking about they need this paid, need help with the baby, and yada, yada, yada. Somewhere down the line, there's a disconnect. It's not the woman's fault. It's not the man's fault. It's the inability to work together in a partnership.
Okay, I'm feeling that. Quick, wait, hold on, before you ask the song. What up, the Quick in the building? What up, Triple OG?
Whoa, what's happening, yo?
Hey.
Where my pick-me's at? Big Daddy looking for you.
This is about to turn into a date show.
Hey.
What you gonna say, Jay?
Hey, I'm about to get in the car, so...
Can you mute one of those?
There we go. Yeah, I'm about to get it.
fucking net, man. Look, I'm about to get in the car and we continue to chat. I don't know how much I can control over here. Oh no, okay, I can do all that. Man, you can do it too.
Yeah, I got you. Don't even worry. I'm
You
paying
just
attention to the comments.
click the
I'm about.
chat, the whatever the link is, whatever the comment. But
Got you. I got it.
yeah,
For
I'm in
sure.
the car.
Okay,
Okay,
get your ass in
whatever.
the
Fuck
car.
all y'all too, man.
Get your ass in the car. Go on. All right. So I believe. Well, I'm gonna go to Haas next, but quick. I want to get your views real quick. What you thought about the videos we showed, and the fact that you got some dads out there to give their daughters bad advice.
Yeah. In fact, I ran into it a lot where my brother, he has a daughter, which is my niece. He told her pretty much the same thing. Hey, go to school and go get your degree and go get your this and that. And I had to pull him to the side, and I was like, "Say, bro, I know you don't want your daughter talking to no dudes and stuff like that, but thing is, you're going about it all wrong." And he was like, "Well, what you mean going about it all wrong?" I was like, "Well, I'll tell you what, I'm not gonna sit here and have this conversation with you about this by myself." So I had me, my other brothers, and my dad. We sat down. We all had our drinks and stuff, and we had our men's powwow, and and I brought this conversation up, and I was like, "How do y'all feel about him telling his daughter to just go to school? Now, don't worry about men and stuff like that." And my dad leaned over to him and he said, "So I guess my dad told him, I guess you're gonna be buying her a cat and a dog because she's gonna be by herself."
Oh damn.
Or she probably might turn to a lesbian because you're telling her to override meeting guys and all this and that for her to go to school and get her education, and because it was funny as hell. But my dad broke it down to him. He said, "You need to let she's a young lady. Just be glad that she's happy that she likes to talk to boys." And just go let her do what she do. Let her be feminine. Let her be the sweet person that she is. And let if we and I try to explain to him because I'm in the transportation business that whenever I transport the Caucasian group to wherever they're going, especially wedding groups, and I'm talking about these are young college kids, and when they are as a wedding group, they network with each other. These women, they go to school, they go to college to get married. That's their thing.
That's so true.
When I say when they go to school, they go there not only for the education, they go in there because to them this is their chance to be around the type of men that they want to marry.
True.
You meet your doctors, your engineers, you know what they're going to school for, and you're around them because once you get out of school, you're no longer around these people.
It's harder, yeah.
Correct. So
Yeah.
whenever they're in my vehicle and I'm bringing them to wherever they gotta go, you can hear the women in the back, they just talking amongst each other. Most of them don't even know each other. And they're like, "Oh, you're single? If you're single, my over in the other vehicle over there, my soon to be husband Rob, his friend Billy, he's in school to be a doctor and da 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 and da da da. I'm gonna introduce you to him." And they're just networking. They're networking the next weddings because all they do out here in New Orleans is come out here and get married here. And while they're at a wedding, they're setting up other marriages and weddings. That's what they do here. And
Oh
I'm
yeah.
like, wow.
Facts. Yeah, that's facts. I see that a lot. And I'm sure you probably seen on Kevin's broadcast. He used to talk about that as well. Like that's what
Mm-hmm.
other cultures do. They connect each other versus we just gonna hook up or some mess like that.
Yeah, because
I have a question, House. I mean,
mm-hmm.
Who said that?
it's melanated.
Oh,
Okay.
hey. Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah. Go ahead.
So what Quick was saying is exactly what I was saying, but he said it better. But I didn't say anything about like meeting your spouse in college. But that is one of the things that I feel like is important, and especially for women who don't live in areas that where a lot of people, like for example, I live in a rural area, and like people usually leave out and go to college. So if I want my daughter to meet someone who would be of the caliber of a man that I think that she would deserve, it's as far as like educated, got their mind on straight, wanting to, build and all of that. College would be like a ideal place for her to meet a spouse.
Okay.
Yeah,
Also,
definitely. That makes a
I
lot of
think
sense.
that Haas, I'm about to read the comments, but first, once I get done, I'm gonna go back to Haas because you said you want to ask Raz Girl something, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna read the comments real quick, then I'm gonna let you go ask that question, okay? All right, so let me see what Pan African had to say. He said 50-50 by choice or necessity. Patriarch need not compromise roles, accountability with the GOAT. Second one, he said, advice given my daughter, you're a woman, develop your strongest asset, natural qualities, feminine attributes that a man can't achieve himself. Next one, I seek constructive criticism and pushback, striving for perfection. I'm sorry. What would Jesus do? Talk to me. Then the next one, he said, go to school, constructive environment that you may find a worthy husband. It's her choice, choose wisely from the best pool of men. And Alexis, what up, Lex? Oh, I don't know what that is.
That's the town I live in. That's why she said Old Copper's Cove. It's a small town.
Gotcha. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and let House ask this question to Raz Girl.
No, I wanted to just, say something about what Quick shared with us.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
I think that's a pretty good way to go about it, But I think just by listening to what you said, it seems like the parents have the right mindset in wanting to protect. And sometimes by protecting and instilling this go to school and being strict and telling them to do this stuff, you're kind of setting them up for failure. And it's hard, especially like with very like parents that want you to achieve and reach this level of success. Like they want good things for you, but what they don't understand is by telling a woman to, just sometimes they say it innocently, like, girl, you better go to college and you better get a PhD, you better do all this, and they're saying it in a joking manner. But what they really are instilling in their daughter is to go out there and devote her life to the institution of education. That's what I see in a lot of beautiful Black women, but they are aging themselves out of marriage or possibly having children.
Okay.
Yeah, and I wanted to ask something that was from earlier. I just remembered it.
Okay, yeah, go ahead, shoot.
Earlier, it was mentioned that the women who are high octane and have a lot of bodies, they leave. But I wanted to just turn that around to like the reason why women do leave on the other side of marriage, because there's a high rate of women that are leaving and filing for divorce. Do you think it's the culture that is incentivizing it, or do you think that it's something innately about men in these marriages that women are saying, I don't want to do this no more, I'm out? Because it's unhealthy for this number or the percentage of divorces that are happening for a society.
Is that question to me?
No, just to general and everybody, but specifically to the women. Why are they leaving?
Okay.
Why, as you're a woman, you can have some feminine instinct about this. Why do you think they're leaving?
Mel, would you like to answer that question first?
What's the question again? I'm sorry.
House, go ahead. Yeah, answer the question again.
But we see a lot of divorces that are happening. Do you think it's cultural for the reason why women are leaving? Is the culture incentivizing it? Like as your feminine instinct, why do you think these women are leaving?
I think it is. I think it's a multitude of things, but it could be culturally. There's a lot of sensationalism in social media and on like other platforms for women to be like, oh, it's not working out. Just go get you another man. You don't need that man, or blah blah blah. And it could be like some of the littlest things. And like honestly, I'm gonna be honest. When I see women come say, "Oh, you know, why they got divorced," and it's like something that they could have went to therapy for, I just feel really bad. Just because
I've heard of instances where girlfriends are encouraging the one
yeah,
girl.
they are. They are encouraging it. And see, I don't. I have friends, but my friends aren't like that. So they don't say, "Girl, you need to leave." My mom is not like that. She always tell me that you need to do what's best for you in your marriage, and it doesn't matter what's going on. She'll tell me, well, of course, like if I'm like threatened or something like that, she'll tell me to leave. But like if it's something else, she'll say, you need to work on it. What can y'all do? Can y'all go to therapy? Same thing with my sister. She's been married for a long time. I've been married since 2014. So, I mean, there's going to be situations that arise in a marriage. Are you going to be able to work it out with your spouse and go to therapy and stop listening to other people? People put other people in their marriages a lot of times when you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't go run and tell your friends every time you have an issue. Go run and tell your friends what your husband's doing wrong. Then you go tell family members every time something's going wrong. Like, no, it's a marriage. It's a covenant between your husband, and God. So you're supposed to work it out, not go tell everybody else and listen to what other people say. Because 9 times out of 10, the person who's telling you to leave your husband over something small, they're probably not even married or probably not going to get married. So.
Okay, okay. Raz girl, I'm gonna let House ask you the same question, but real quick, I'm gonna read the two comments that Alexis dropped. One, she said the old money around here already spoken for, and the second one is, but we can't forget we live by the largest army base in America. So back in the day, if you didn't leave the town or go to college, the trend was to marry a soldier, somebody in uniform. Yeah, I agree. That definitely something true from back in the day. Haas, go ahead and ask Raz girl that same question. See what she has a perspective on it.
Yeah, in terms of leaving, why are these women? Maybe you could piggyback of what Melanated said. Are they being encouraged by women, or is society encouraging it? Is the monetary value they get from alimony, child support, is that encouraging it?
No, I think they're encouraged by. I'm sorry, to cut you off. Where you finish? My bad.
No, yeah, that's it.
I think that they're encouraged by the culture of today in society, social media platforms, and the biggest thing is that everybody, the woman wants to dress, she wants the ceremony, she wants to show off the wedding, but they don't know how to be in a marriage.
Yeah, they think marriage is a party or a date. A day they get married.
Yeah, a long-term date event. So not being equipped to handle household duties, not being equipped to do what this man wants you to do, not being submissive, not understanding that submissiveness is not a choice. It is a natural order that is supposed to happen in this marriage. So I really think that it's encouraged by social media and the culture. Friends, you listening to your girlfriends who not married or who have no intentions of getting married. Like, you need people with wisdom, people who are doing it. You need to talk to people who
would you tell a man not to marry a woman who cannot be bored, a woman who can't accept being bored?
I have 7 brothers, so if it came down to it, yes, I often talk to my brothers about things of that nature. You shouldn't be with a woman who cannot be by herself. You shouldn't be with a woman who clings to you for happiness. All of those things. Yes, I definitely think that she needs to be equipped in her own emotional and mental stability. And once he comes in her life, he's elevating it and she's elevating him. So definitely, yeah.
All right. And my last question, and this is for everybody, and I think this one is a bit controversial and will stir up some discussion. All right. So men and women use Instagram for different reasons, right? We can acknowledge that. Do you think that women getting attention on Instagram, whether it be messages, hearts, DMs, is that a form of cheating?
Yes, for men and women. Yes.
But men don't get that on Instagram.
Men are in women's Instagram chats. You can pull up on a man, or you can go to a man.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point.
Definitely. So I think that it's a form of cheating. Any way to communicate with somebody, if you're acting on that communication with them and you have a partner, a wife, a boyfriend or something, I feel that is cheating, especially if
now that we know that men and women use Instagram for different reasons, are men in the wrong for asking a woman to drop her social media?
No, I don't think so.
What the rest of y'all think?
Oh, let Mel answer that next. Yeah, answer that.
I think like if a guy hearts a married woman's
A
pictures
booty
or something
photo,
like that.
a booty picture.
If they heart it, yeah. Well, booty pic, that's already a problem. Shouldn't even have that online if you're married anyway. But if they heart a picture of a woman, but the woman doesn't interact with the person, because I mean, if somebody hearts my picture, there's nothing I can do about it. But I'm not going to interact with the person. You know what I mean? As long as like there isn't the interaction or going any further than that, I don't think that that's a problem. Now, if
Yeah.
you're entertaining that, then yes, that's a problem. And the same as what Raz Girl said about in people's inbox talking and stuff like that. I mean, because honestly, I've had people on my Instagram in my inbox talking to me, and I'm like, do I know you? Like, I don't know you. Who are
Men
you?
routinely be sliding in the DMs. Men
And I'm like,
routinely.
but I'm like, who are you? I don't know you. Like, what do you want from me? And they're like, I just want to be friends. No, I have enough friends. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Bye. Like, cut it off at the head.
Exactly.
I think it's a massive red flag if she had a poppin' Instagram with the all the spicy photos when she was single, and she maintains it when she's married. I think that's that right there tells me she's addicted to the attention that she gets, because we know men and women use Instagram for different reasons. I haven't used Instagram in a while, but as a man, if I knew I was getting female attention that was very back and forth, men would use it more. But that's not what happens. But I think the vast majority of the reason the women are on Instagram, it's not for pictures of other people. No, they're on there because they get male attention.
Exactly.
Okay, before we go ahead and introduce Lex, I want to go ahead and read the comment in there real quick. Pan African says larger number of single mothers encouraging Black girls to seek higher education, don't have degrees, PhDs themselves. More to benefit from the government entitlements being distributed amongst women. Lexus, what up, girl? What's good with you?
Hey, I'm here to enjoy the conversation. What's going on?
Chilling. Definitely got to get your perspective. I don't know if you got a chance to see all the videos we showed, but if you did, I want to get your opinion. What did you think about the advice that the guys gave for their daughters or for women, like Steve Harvey, Derrick Jaxn, and Kendra G, dad, and as well Shaquille O'Neal about his daughter?
Well, I do apologize. I was doing something mommy work. I didn't catch that, but am I getting the vibe that they were telling them from what y'all was saying to go to school and get your life together or whatever?
Yeah, and Shaq, well, I'll give you Shaq's breakdown real quick. He said he's going to kick his sons out by the time they're 18. He's going to let his daughters stay there as long as they want to figure things out. And then he said his advice to his daughters, because they're so sweet, get you a man that you can control, somebody that's not wanted by a lot of women because they're going to have a lot of options. And definitely don't get somebody that's like him. Basically, that's what he's trying to teach us. So what would be your perspective on that? First of all, saying get you a man you can control.
That's crazy he would say that. Especially, well, maybe it's not, because didn't he have that video where he was admitting that he was wrong as far as in his marriage and how he did things?
Yep.
So I mean, he ain't had no woman that could control him, obviously. If anything, as a father, you should be honest enough with your girls, especially to be like, hey, get you a man that you could respect and does right by you, first of all. Because I mean, I really don't believe fully that a man can be controlled. If that man lets you control him, that's one thing, but I don't believe that he's just gonna be controlled. So that's kind of goofy. Like, I was trying to think of the right word, but that's just the word right there I can use. Is that's goofy that he would say that and gonna let his daughter stay versus kicking out his sons. That's crazy. You should be building them both up. And I think Karina, who was it? Was it Frederick? Was it Frederick Douglass or who said that it's easier to build up strong children than repair broken men?
Yep.
And so I mean, equally we need to build up strong children, boy or girl. So,
and you know, I'm glad you said that because I've known a guy here and there before in my time where they seem like the simp type, but guess what? They still cheated a couple times. So just because you think you might can control a man or a person in general, that ain't necessarily true, because how do you watch out for those things? Because these guys were doing the simp thing that I'm talking about in the pandering, and I noticed these young ladies didn't respect them because they could control them. And I've seen a couple of them say right in front of my face and their guy face, well, you know, sometimes I do want you to put your foot down because I know how we are as women. We will manipulate you. And, you know, a lot of times they still won't do it. So you brought up a good point. Just because you think you control somebody does not mean you actually do. That was a good point.
Can I ask a question to the ladies in the chat? And Alexis, maybe you can answer this. When at what age or at what point in life did you realize that like men could also go after ugly women? That you have to also worry about the ugly women? Is that like it's not just the beautiful women that he'll cheat with? It's also the. is that, so a woman said that to me, and I had my mind blew up because I was like, "Oh, I never thought about it that way." Like, men don't just cheat with the women that's prettier than their wife. It's also the other way around.
The easy access ass.
I'm gonna go back to Eddie Murphy, Delirious with the red suit, or was it the red? No, I don't think it was a purple suit. So it was
purple, yep.
And he was like, they cater to their ego. You like, dang, how she get with him? She caters to his ego. Right? So I mean, it is what it is. But females are the same way. And I'll be honest to admit that I made a similar decision. Thinking like I'm sick and tired of these pretty boys, because first of all, you thinking that you're prettier than me, and so look, let me date somebody that, you know, humble, thinking that they humble. But one thing I will say, yeah, but you know what? I saw a meme. My sister sent it to me, and I was just like, oh man, it caught me because I look in a moment of accountability. It said, this girl was like, one thing about dating as far as females, she was like, it's one thing about dating an ugly guy. No, she said, what I learned from dating an ugly guy is that after a while they start moving like you, the ugly one. like bro, like legit, they start thinking that they can get females that are your caliber. And I'm from Texas, and every time I think about that, I hear Pimp C in my head, just, oh, I choose you, baby. You were chosen. Don't get out of line. You were chosen. You didn't get this. You were chosen.
To the men in here and in the chat, if a woman ever describes you as your looks are humble, you gotta make some changes. She said you are.
Well,
she says your looks are humble.
I'll say that from the experiences that I had.
Everybody getting along here right now. I can't really hear y'all for real, but trying to just do a check.
Huh?
We need to go ahead and just
come again. Said what? I did like 3 times.
Oh, so I from the experiences that I had and just talking to other women other men, talking to other men. From what I see, the reason why they cheat with a woman that doesn't look better than the person that they are with, it's not because of the looks. It's because of something that they were lacking in the relationship. Whether it be, let's say, for example, you've been married for 3 years. Well, let's say you've been married for 5 years, but you only had sex maybe 2 of the years out of the 5. or you only have sex like once a month, some stuff like that. I've heard even worse than that. But anyways, that could be a reason, or they like if they are listening or are there for them emotionally, whereas their wife isn't. She's like occupied with something else and just or doesn't really um, show a genuine interest in the things that he enjoys. Like they don't have much in common. They might have when they were younger, but now like they're kind of both on different spectrums as to what they like. Like for example, the woman likes to, just watch documentaries or watch TV or do this and that, and then the husband likes race cars or I don't know, just something else. The interests don't match anymore. So and then they find somebody who does versus a woman who he's married to trying to like even though they don't, that's not something that they would be interested in. You could at least like act like you like it, you like you're interested, or or genuinely try to learn about it, just because that's something that your partner, enjoys, and you want to spend time with them. So just maybe just learn about it, just so you can, spend time with them. I don't like action movies, but I'll sit there and watch one with my husband just because that's what he likes. So.
I wanna ask the panel guys something real quick. Death Note, you back? Okay, I think.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna go to you first, then I'm gonna go to Quick, then I'm gonna go to Haas. All right,
start with me.
Cause you ain't saying nothing in a minute. So I want to ask this. I want to ask this question to the fellas. Could y'all wife up an ugly chick, long as she's submissive, cooperative? Now she got a nice body. It just facial wise, she might look like a lizard or something. So definitely, I'm gonna go to you first.
That's evil. Why you say it like that?
Yeah, that was terrible what you said.
Hey, I'm saying she got a nice body. She just looked like a snake. But I'm just saying.
But y'all thought me saying humble was.
But
She
she's
got a
feminine.
humble face. She got a humble face.
Down to earth face. But she's cooperative.
Her face could be described as handsome. She got a handsome face.
And she's feminine and submissive. So definitely, you first. Would you wife up a woman like that?
So straight on the face, that's a no. Now I'm not saying that I want a model or anything like that, but I do want somebody who's pleasing to the eye. I don't want to wake up in the morning and think that I'm waking up next to a gremlin. So it has to, no. I mean, listen. It sounds messed up, and I know I'm making it funny, but seriously, like I don't want to wake up next to somebody who look like.
You don't want to have a heart attack in the morning.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. If she look like Flavor Flav when she got her makeup on, that's not working.
You look like Michael Blackson. You don't want to look like Michael Blackson.
Nah, man, you already look like him, but nah, I'm good.
All right, quick. Same question for you, brother, if you're available.
Man, I could say it depends on how bad her face really look. Her body's got to be super banging.
I'm saying she got a body like Janet Jackson back in the days or something like that, or any woman you could think of where you like, damn, she got a nice body. She got that body. It just
Pam from Martin.
Okay, but her face looked like Grace Jones.
God damn it, bro. But the thing is, I'm not really gonna be out there looking for the looks. I'm looking for the mindset. The mindset of if she's really about treating me as a king, and she overwhelmingly does what she's supposed to do, submissive, everything, the whole 9 yards, cooperative, everything else. Hey, I'm about to go ahead and take that L on the face because I just got to tell her to keep looking the other direction while I look at everything else on her.
That's what I'm saying. She's feminine, submissive, cooperative, everything like that, and she got a bangy body. She just looked like Grace Jones in the face.
I think that the problem.
Hold on. Let Quick finish real quick. Hold on.
Yeah, the thing is, if she's fit, got a real tight body, and everything else is all lined up, the thing is, her face is just a little jacked up. The thing is, I'm gonna have to go ahead and have to take that L on the face. But the thing is, I got everything else. I'm not gonna be able to find anybody that's perfect. You know,
Good point.
Because everybody's not going to be perfect. But the thing is, if she got everything else that makes me feel good as a man, hey, I'm gonna overlook that shit.
Okay. Let's keep it G over here. All right, Haas, your turn. Everything I just said, submissive,
See that?
cooperative,
That's
banging
rough.
body, but she in her face, she look like Seal. Go ahead.
That's rough. Real. Damn, she get worse by the minute.
Go ahead.
She get worse by the minute. Is she for us? It's hard. It's really hard because if you start talking about how she looks, you sound shallow, but at the same time, you know that's important to you. You want to be able to, like, I don't know, bring her around your family and they be approving and going, yo, she's beautiful.
You want to take her outside.
Yeah, you want to. It's a part of the social component. You know, you want to be able to, but at the same time, you want to you because that's kind of reality in life because not everybody has everything. A girl could have a beautiful face but a messed up body, all disproportionate and whatnot. A man could have money, but he's short. He's short as hell. So not everybody has the full package. Those are rare. So I'm kind of conflicted, and I'm sorry. No, hell no. She got a face like Seal. No.
Hey, she can sing you them songs.
I'm gonna play the field a little longer. I'm gonna see if I can get something a little better. This.
All right, your ass is no. All right, JV, the same question to you, my brother. Woman, banging body, feminine, submissive, cooperative, but in the face you look like Sam Cassell.
Nah, Jay can't.
What the hell?
Oh, he worried about smoking Newports and
Yeah,
okay.
he's not gonna respond. He's not gonna.
Jay, if you can hear me, they don't sell 8 balls at the damn thing. They don't sell 8 balls out there. All right. Okay, so ladies. All right. Well, I'm gonna go, ladies. I'm about to come back to Jay. All right. So, ladies, I'm gonna ask y'all the same question, but first, I'm gonna ask y'all, how do y'all feel about what the guys had to say about my question? For she's great and everything else, it's just her face don't look good. I'll go to melanated first. What do you think about what the guys had to say?
I respect what Quick said. And I respect what everybody said, but I like what he said. But I think what House said was very honest and very true. Like he was being honest. So I respect that too. Um I think that, at the end of the day, you have to be somewhat appealing. I mean, and I'm just saying this just because I've been married, like I said, for about going on 8, well, not 8, going on 9 years, but we've been together for almost 10. So I'll say this: when you've been married with someone for a long time, or I would even say like 7 years, because I don't know if y'all ever heard of the 7 year itch. I don't, has anybody heard that before? That saying?
The itch to leave
Yeah.
or cheat?
To do
Either
something,
one.
to have something new.
To do something, to have
Oh, okay.
something new.
Gotcha.
That's
Okay.
what it is. To have
7
something
years.
new.
Yeah.
7 years, yeah. And I think that
Most
is true.
marriages
But
last 7 or 8 years, so you're probably right.
some, but I think that you need to have something to like remind you as to why you're in. And I'm not. I know it sounds shallow, but I mean, geez, you have to have some type of attraction to the person. I mean, like we're humans. We like things that are beautiful, just like we women like diamonds, or like you like a beautiful painting, or you like something that's beautiful. Like you want that. So I don't think that that's a like it's just a human thing. But um.
But he said she got a face like Seal. Come on, have you seen Seal?
But and so and what was the other question? Would I marry someone who was not
Yeah, like
attractive?
say you're a young lady and you single, whatever. You meet a guy, great guy, you know what I'm saying? If body matters, he got a nice body, he's 6 foot tall, he make great money, masculine and in a positive, healthy way, take care of his business and everything. But in the face, he happens to look like how Bobby Brown look now. Would you still date him? And you know what I'm saying? Date him and all that, let him court you and all that good stuff.
If he makes me feel like a queen, I would do it. Yeah.
What if he was 3 feet tall, had no money?
No. We're not going there. I'm giving her the same question. All right. So now we're gonna go to Alexis from Texas. How do you feel about that the same question? The first one is about what the guy said about how the women look and what they date them not, and then in reverse, would you date a guy that don't look that great, but all the other qualities were great?
Similar to Melanated on respecting how it was broken down, and I'm not even mad because I honestly think men are naturally I don't want to say it in a bad way, but they're creatures of the physical. So in that aspect, like, I mean, I kind of, hey, that is what it is. I basically feel on that part. But dating a guy that's not that attractive, but he got everything else together. Yeah, I wouldn't mind, and then I'm also think that maybe if he is not that attractive, but he have everything else together, I want to think in my mind, he's slanging. So
That's why I say he got everything else. Everything. It's just
everything
and
else
all
he's
that.
slanging. Boy, look at that. Nah.
Well, she's so nice.
All right, so Raz girl, I'm gonna go to you next. What do you think about what the fellas had to say on the panel about that woman that I described?
Oh, I think to each his own. There's always somebody for everybody. So I had no objections with what the men said. If it was me, no, I would not date a man who is not attractive to me. I want to be completely fulfilled, and one of those fulfillments is sexually fulfilled. If he's not attractive to me, then I might not, most likely I'm not sexually attractive to him. So if I'm laying down in a bed with somebody, I want to wake up every day with him like, oh God, that is mine. So he looks good to me. He might not look good to everybody else, but for me, I'm not dating a man that I don't find attractive.
Everything he does is gonna be annoying as hell. Why you breathe like that?
Well, whatever. But no, I'm not. No, because I think that it takes patience. Like, and that's the problem. Like, people are rushing in relationships, rushing in this and that because you think that they're gonna be gone, or you don't have that opportunity to get that. Like, the opportunity is out there. Like, even the question with if a man is going to when did I realize that men sleep with ugly women? I didn't have to realize that. For me, it's like when I think of a man sleeping with another woman or cheating on a woman, I know that cheating most times for men is about sex. So they're going to sleep with whatever is presenting themselves to them that they can get. So for me, I don't even think about that other woman. I'm thinking about him. So yeah, like I will hold off to get what I want or what I think I deserve. I'm myself 8, 9, 10. I'm trying to get an 8, 9, 10, whatever.
All right.
Something real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Because what I pointed out earlier about usually men are creatures of the physical.
Mm-hmm.
I want to ask Raz girl, because I said he has everything else, but in his face he may not be attractive. And a lot of times us as women, the man can have other things and he can be attractive. So if he had these other things, like in the bedroom, he good. He's there for you emotionally. He's there for you as far as financially, and he's a good guy with the family, and he takes care of home. I mean, you don't think you still could be attracted to him and be sexually aroused, on those parts? I feel that I'll be wasting my time, and I've done that before. I dated a dude who was not that attractive, and it just did not work. He was wonderful. He was a peaceful man, a great man, but there were times where he wanted PDA. There were times where he wanted to touch me, and I flinch. It's because I was not attracted to him. So no, I'm not putting nobody through that. No,
oh my God.
I need decent and up, and I'm not going underneath decent. So I'm cool.
And you know what's crazy about that? You know what's crazy about that? I have this theory. I have this theory that during hard times, during times of economic hardship, women overlook that in men. And during good times, they look at those qualities in men where the man looks good, this and that. But like when shit's bad, and it's like, yo, either war has broken out or food is like so expensive, you gotta hunt and you gotta get, they're like, I don't care how he looks. Somebody gotta provide, we gotta live. So
Real shit. So
yeah, because I've been going to other countries and I'm like, these men are hideous. What the hell happened to these men? And then I'm like, oh, poverty. And these
there
women
you
are
go.
beautiful.
And they're providing. So I'm gonna answer that question, but real quick, I'm gonna go to the chat. So Pan African said the man in a woman's Instagram inbox beginning and ending his conversation by mentioning his wife and significant other, loyal or disloyal. All right. More disturbing than the ugly women I have came across are the emotionally beautiful ones who enchanted me with personality. Submissiveness is bone deep as well. Then he also said, I once dated a nurse practitioner to millionaire wives. She was so ugly, people in restraints gave me bad looks for bringing her in. She remains the most submissive, best personality in my life 100. Then he said, but the ugly still kept me but the ugly still kept me moving along. Ugly remained long lasting at ages like milk. And the last one, but the ugly still kept. All right, he put it again. Damn, he really felt adamant about that one. All right, so this is my thing. I've dated cute, pretty, gorgeous women, and sadly, it's just it wasn't something always there when it came down to the real connection that mattered the most. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, but I still, that's why I added those caveats in there. Like she still got a nice body. So you still can find something to turn you on. And the personality is great. She's submissive, cooperative, and all of that great thing, feminine, all the things we want. And like they say, look soon fade. Now I get what Pan African was saying. That means it's gonna get worse. But I think, like Quick said, especially as we get older, we start realizing what's more valuable. That's just like when we see those the black dudes with the ugly white women. The question you got to ask: what's the main reason why they're with them?
Desperation.
But at the same time, because I see a lot of black dudes with that look good, handsome brothers, no pause, be some handsome looking brothers, got their money and their stuff together, but they still went with them white women. So
here's my theory.
You got some of them that still are being able to be happy. So I kind of figured the guys on the panel were gonna say shit that they said, but I didn't think Raz Girl was gonna say what she said. So but go ahead, Haas. You go ahead and ask your question.
I think the men who are with women, the black men I've seen who are with some fugly white women, I think those brothers are in a dry spell. They're in a serious dry spell lasting a decade plus. Because let's be honest, guys, we're not slanging all the time. We're not out here slamming it down. All right. There are down moments, just like the economy. There are down moments. So these brothers settle for subpar and they convince themselves that they're happy. And quite honestly, they're not. But we tend to believe that, oh, this woman provides what the beautiful women don't provide. She's listening, she's this, she's that. But deep down inside, as a man, you're like, when I look at you, you send me into the shadow realm. My teeth hurt when I look at you.
But let me say this to you, Haas. Let's keep it real. Let me ask you this question. I'm gonna say something. It may sound anecdotal, but from what I've seen in personal, like my real life, and what I've seen online and everything, whether these relationships lasted long or they broke up, I've never heard a guy say, "Damn, I wish this ugly bitch would leave me alone." I ain't know it. Damn, I'm glad to get away from this ugly ass heifer. So let me ask you: have you ever heard any of these guys, if they broke up or still with them, say, "Damn, this ugly bitch, I can't believe I married this ugly"? Have you ever heard a guy do that before? That was with these women that you think are unattractive?
No, they don't say that, but deep down inside they do. They're lying to themselves. And
No, because we don't know what they're saying to themselves. That's just your opinion. I'm asking I'm asking you a question real quick. It's a yes or no real quick, then you can say what you got to say. Have you ever seen a guy say that? Whether it was a famous guy online, ever say, "I should have never loved this big bitch. I should have never stayed with this ugly Freddy Krueger looking." Have you ever heard of him?
No, because they get canceled. No. They would get canceled for it. They don't say that shit.
Jay, is you even around? You just
No,
moving around.
Yeah, he's on his phone. You can't hear him. But
What's
no,
up?
I'm arguing a real
Oh,
point.
okay. So I want to ask you a question, Jay. I just asked everybody on the panel. You didn't get to hear. You got to watch it and playback. This shit was hilarious. All right. So for you, say, would you cuff a woman, right? Say she's feminine, submissive, cooperative, got a great body, like any chick that you can think of. You like, damn, she got a raw ass body, and she's feminine, submissive, and cooperative, right? But in the face, she look like Jason Whitlock. Would you still be able to go ahead and cuff her up?
You saying so? Basically, she looked fucked up in the face, but she got Lord, she looked fat. She looked messed up in the face, but she got the body and she has all the demeanor to like what a woman should be.
That you want, yeah. It's just in her face, she look like Charles Barkley. Would you cuff her up?
Maybe when I'm like 40 years old, but not right now.
Okay. No problem.
Looks matter right now for me. Like looks in the face actually matter right now for me. But guys always will drop down their standard in looks for cooperativeness. So I had to see how ugly she is.
That's why I said she could talk to you about how Kobe Bryant scored 41 points that one game by herself.
Man, look, no.
Let me tell you something. Kobe Bryant, 40 points, feather points, Krispy Kreme. Let me tell you something, Jay. Krispy Kreme.
That's terrible. That's terrible.
Hey, hold on, quick. I wasn't even talking to you. Quick. Let me tell you something. JV, no. So, Jay, you said you couldn't do it. That's what you said.
I have to see like scale of 1 to 10. What's your level of ugly?
I said she looked like Charles Barkley in the face.
Charles got a soft face.
Oh, pause.
That's why I asked like scale of 1 to 10. Give me a scale of 1 to 10.
Okay.
She -0, bro. She butt ugly. Her face looks like she run down the hill and scare the grass. All right, she got to move every week because the neighbors don't want her to go. She look like an ogre. She bad.
She got a racehorse body,
in the
but a face
mirror in
like
the glass break. All right, so she look in the mirror in the glass break. Yeah, look, if she just fucked up ugly like that, nah, I can't do it. But look, because looks do matter.
Bro,
but she could be a 5.
Her dentist.
She could be a 5 and give me all that, but not no 0, bro.
Now, if she has a racehorse body, but a face like Trigger, what would you think about that?
Look, man, I dated a chick that was cute and got a scar down her face before I damn deal with it like a girl that's just straight fucking ugly.
All right. How about this? How about everything I said, body, cooperativeness, and all that, but she ain't got no nose?
I don't know what a person looks like without a nose.
Yo, so I've actually seen that.
I have too. She God forgive me, guy. I try to be crazy funny, but she got the Band-Aid over her nose all the time. But she a bad bitch though.
I've seen that, and she had jokes too. She goes, when I was a kid, my uncle took my nose and he never came back. I couldn't stop laughing. I was like, you hilarious. You got a sense of humor.
How did this question even come up?
It was just a question I was just asking. How I said something and it made me think of the question to ask the fellas after I asked the ladies.
No, Alexis, let me explain what I meant. I didn't compare my Johnson.
Hold on. Wait. Let me get to that. Hold on. Let me go. I'm glad you said it. I almost forgot. So Pan-African said, sex, sandwich, and silence. Ugly women can bat 2 out of 3. Are they still considered a winner? Then Alexis said, did House just compare his Johnson & Johnson to the economy, Lord? And then Pan-African came back and said, sex, sandwich, and silence, my angel. All right, go ahead, House.
I didn't compare my Johnson to the economy. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying as a man, we can infer that we as men have had these experiences, that you have your up moments and you have your down moments. And that means there are moments where you're smashing all the time and you're living it up. And then there are moments where there's profound, you're like, damn, it's a dry spell out here. It's a California dry spell. It's nothing happening. But as a man, we know that happens. So these men, I think, are settling because they're in the drought of their life. So they see a woman, she got a womanly shape, but she not good looking. She just so that's what when I see that, I'm like, oh, that brother's in a dry spell right there. That's 10 plus years. And the uglier she is, I'm like, oof, he not good looking either. Like, oh,
So you basically saying that when a dude with an ugly woman, that pretty much shows where his financial stability is at.
Financial stability, where his confidence is, where his self-esteem is. Because let's be real, everybody wants the best of the best, even if they butt ugly.
All right. Hold that thought. So I want to go to the ladies on the panel.
What
up?
Real quick.
What's good,
Can
my
I
brother?
ask? Can I make one statement towards House?
Yeah, go ahead.
Hey, House, fuck you, nigga. My goddamn Warriors gonna win tonight, nigga. I don't know what the fuck you talking about.
You want to put money on it?
How much you want to bet?
I'm employed like a motherfucker. I'm gonna bet you. What's Bitcoin right now?
23,000.
Whoa, I can't afford that. With
we can make a reasonable bet. How about he go? Let's make it a friendly bet. Let's just bet $20.
All right, $20 it is. I got you. And if you win, I'll super chat you $20. You get a better mic and.
Nah, hell no. You gonna have to cash at me. I'm tired of YouTube taking a cut.
Oh yeah, they'll get you on that.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
All right,
if you win, I'll cash app you back. Or Zelle or whatever the hell you use.
All right, so ladies, real quick on the panel. Let me ask y'all what y'all think about that. So I'm gonna go to melanated first. Do you think if you see a guy with an unattractive woman, even though he looks happy, do you think he's actually happy or you think he's faking?
That's a good question.
Honestly, does a woman have a nice body, or she just like
No, she don't have a nice body. She overweight. She overweight. When she walk, her heels pop out of her shoes, and they sleep on them.
She breathes like heavy at Walmart.
She looks stank. All that, but the guy looks happy.
Well, then you know what? I'm gonna be honest. This is what I think. Whenever I see people who are like in relationships like that, I always question. Like happiness is relative to the person, to everybody. So I always like to think the like good things. So I'm like, yeah, they're probably happy. They are there. She has something that makes him happy. That's why he's with her. Otherwise, he wouldn't.
All right, how about this? This is a close friend of yours, and you at his wedding, and you ain't never seen her, and you go to the wedding, and they lift the veil. Do you object? You're like, oh my God, because you know what's best for him, and you're like, this is not your mindset, brother. You're not gonna rescue him from this mistake.
If he loves her and they're happy, no.
Okay. So, Raz girl, what do you think about that? What Haas said when he see a guy with an unattractive woman, he thinks he's down bad.
He's down bad.
His life is all the way fucked up. So, Raz girl, do you believe that same thing, or do you believe that he's actually happy if he got a smile on his face, he holding a hand and everything?
Yeah, I think that those people are happy just because there's everybody for somebody, and what we deem not attractive, somebody else might find that person the queen of this world, or the king, or the most attractive thing in this world. So yeah, I would think that they're happy. And if I think anything else, I feel like I'm hating, I'm being jealous. So yeah.
Okay, Alexis from Texas, what you think?
I have a similar feeling as far as what Raz and Melanated said. That, I mean, well, first, that's how I'm thinking off the question. If I see that, I just, hey, mind my business. But I will say this as far as what House said. If I was at the wedding and he pulled back the thing and girl just looking like the struggle's been real, because I am a God-fearing woman, I'm gonna pray for the kids. I'm like, God, I know, let them babies come out good, God. Let them babies come out good. That's what I'm gonna do. But that's about it. I don't like they said, I would assume if you with that person and you're smiling and stuff that you happy. Because no lie, y'all seen the guys in the store and they be like 10 feet behind a woman.
I was just about to bring that up too. Go ahead.
But yeah, they be 10 feet behind, face looking out, they impatient looking, and goddamn woman, get what you gonna get. Like,
I seen
Yeah,
that
see, that
so
was me.
many times. I seen that
That was
so
me with
many
my
times.
unattractive guy. I'm sorry.
I seen that so many times. Dude be way ahead of the woman. It look like they just strangers passing by each other in the store. He be looking like, man, this bitch better not say nothing to me. This bitch better not say nothing to me. Did I tell your bitch? Like, I didn't
I
seen
think
it.
a lot of people settle. I think a lot of people settle, and a lot of men do settle when they're in a drought spell. And that dry spell makes them settle, and that's why you see such a high rate of cheating and divorce. If you're a happy man and you love your wife, has to be a reason that you stepping out. And if she butt ugly, you have a higher percentage chance of, if you get some beautiful, pretty looking girl giving you attention, you're gonna be like, let me go with this princess. I don't need to go home to this ogre who breathes at the stairs. This is weird, dog. That's why these men out here stepping out. I'm telling you.
Man, I'm gonna ask the ladies on that something, but real quick, Def, no, you feel the same way? You see a dude with a chick that you wouldn't mess with, you think he unhappy, and he just pretending he happy?
No, not at all. I
Why?
don't make an assumption or whatever the case may be. There's obviously more context and more information that's needed. But one of the things that I believe is that when people get into relationships, 9 times out of 10, they get in relationships with what they qualify for. And then aside from that, 9 times out of 10, when you got those dudes who are in those kind of relationships, you never know, because one of the most important things about a relationship is not necessarily the looks, but the intangibles. It's just like you were talking about before. If she's not the greatest looker, but she provides everything else, cooks, cleans, she suck, fuck, all the stuff. You know what I'm saying? Then
She making
everything.
it up. She's constantly making it up.
Exactly.
She's
So
doing all that because she ain't got a face.
exactly. So everybody has differences in their relationship, and then it's what you expect in a relationship determines, what you're happy with. And it's just like one of those things that, that's great and all that everybody wants it, every man wants a 10, but looks fade. So I mean,
Our
once
looks
that
are already gone. Imagine how much it's gonna fade by then.
Yeah, but I mean, then you have to think about, okay, are you just gonna jump to a new relationship every 10 years or every 5 years? And the average man can't do that. Yes,
Yeah,
you could do that if you have $1 million that's coming in annual revenue. You could do that if you have, all that kind of clout and so on and so forth. But if you're an average Joe making 40, 50,000, $60,000 a year, then it makes no sense to be with a woman for 5, 10 years, and as soon as she's no longer a looker, to jump.
yeah. I think a lot of men are here doing it for the sex. They're like, yo, dry spell, get regular sex. They shouldn't do that, but when I see that and I'm at the store and I'm like, damn, you down bad, bro.
Yeah,
That
but
was not for you.
but that's your assumption that everyone,
Yeah, it is. I
that it's
admit
all
it is my
superficial.
assumption. There's probably a lot I don't know, but
Yeah, see, and I think that's why a lot of people be like, "Hey, to each his own," because I seen it in real life, and the guy looking happy is like, "Well, hey, dude, he happy with that fullback he dating." So I can't really, shit on somebody as long as they're actually happy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is what women used to say back in the days. They'll introduce their dude and be like, "Listen, this is Ron. He's nice. He's great. I know he's not that handsome, but he's good to me."
he's
So,
humble in the face. Like he's humble. He's humble.
so that's what I respect about women. That I will say. Women might lie a lot about small things like that, but at least they'd be nice enough to lie about it. But I got a quick question for the ladies. I'm gonna go to you,
Hey,
Melanie.
can I say something real quick though?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Because you and I are pretty similar on a Bible scale. Just to be frank, Jesus was ugly.
He wasn't a Norwegian white man. He was a I know what you're talking about.
But in the Bible, they break down saying that they talk about he was nothing to gaze upon, like I mean, AKA humble.
We ain't gonna do all that.
I'm just saying. So I mean,
Jesus bless our
what
heart.
would Jesus do? Nah,
he wouldn't do that. So, ladies, real quick, I gotta ask you. So, apparently, we off the daddy topic right now, because that'd be weird to even ask this question. But, Melanie, now, I don't know your situation now. I don't want you to put nothing out there like that. But do you think size should be important to women? Like, males anatomy. Do you think that should be important to women? Foxy Moon, what up?
So does endowment play a role? Like, is it important to women?
College endowment? What kind of endowment you talking about? College endowment?
So I think that I think it does matter, and I think that it's I think there's like the ideas out there that all women want like these huge big old
Let me put it back into the form of what I asked you earlier. Say everything's perfect with the guy. I'm gonna take something away, but he got a cricket in his pocket. Oh, does that take away from
humble?
he got a ketchup packet. Now, does that matter? Does that take away from all the other good qualities?
Yes.
Why?
I mean, okay, so for a woman, right, you have to be stimulated. Like, I mean, let's just be very honest. Like, we as grown adults, as grown women, and men and women, we both want to be, you want pleasure, especially if you're going to be married to somebody. Like, who's going to be sitting up there and not be, satisfied sexually? Like, I mean, no, like you have to have that. Like, or you're going to cheat, Like, I mean,
yeah.
Okay. So let me go to Raz Girl next. Is that a disqualifying factor if a guy got a roll of dimes in his region area?
A roll of dimes, like the brown.
The little,
top.
Yeah, the one they fill it up. He got the 50 dimes in it.
And is that erect or not erect?
Erect.
Okay. I think that for me, I think that I don't really be like, oh, I hope you got a big, what? It's really, I don't think that the size of it and all that makes you fulfilled. Like, I think that even if it was a small penis, like, they possibly could fulfill you. But if it was probably like if it was like 50 cent, like 5 dimes, I probably couldn't do it. But I do believe that it's not that important to me. I want to be sexually fulfilled, and whatever you got, if you can do it with that, I'm cool with that.
Okay, Lexus, your turn.
Honestly,
I know you said swinging earlier, but right now, now it just sounds like a pocket full of keys.
No. And look, Raz over here talking about feel me. How you gonna feel me if you can't even feel me? The cup is empty. The cup is empty, guy. Like, no,
Okay, cool. All right, so I will go back to Melanated because I got a question. Oh, real quick, my bad. Let me go ahead and read these chats real quick. So Pan African said he is honestly happy. Most of these men with ugly women don't cheat, unlike with many, aka beautiful women. Facts over feelings. Then the other one said, wait, hold on. And the second one said arranged marriages are settling, and most of these relationships are long lasting. And Foxy Moon said, what up to the whole panel? Everybody said, what's up to Fox?
Hey, Foxy.
Hey, Foxy.
All right, that was weak. Then the other one, Pan African said, shallow people have fading relationships, sincere feelings, much more than sexual attraction. And Foxy said, is that op hosting the panel? Yeah. Chill. So I want to go back on that.
Wait, can I say something about a comment?
Wait.
Is this true, guys? Yeah.
Who? Come again, say what?
I want to say something about something Pan said. I'll make it real quick.
Okay, go ahead.
Is it true that ugly women are better in bed? I've heard that. I've heard people say that.
Yes.
Like, it's not even like this country. I've heard it in other countries. I've heard it in other languages. People have said, like, beautiful women in bed are overrated. Ugly women put in way more effort.
Typically, yes.
Yeah, that's an effort. They have to put in more effort if they.
I don't,
You
I don't
gotta.
know. I don't know about that because
Are y'all serious?
I don't know.
It's
I
dead ass
had.
serious. It's a universal male thing. I've heard it in other countries.
Wait. But check this out. I've had some really nice looking girls in my bed. Now that I didn't have some booger wolves in my bed.
The exception is not the rule.
Yeah, because I was gonna say it was kind of an average thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this shit don't look all that great, and her sex went all that great. But on the other side, it could have kind of been. You know what I'm saying? So it's to me, it's like a wage scale. It's like average.
Nah. So what I find is that the better they look, the more entitled that they are. So they believe that, you know, they're, and it's a saying that, you know, the ones who are like 10s and 9s, you get them in the bedroom, they just lay there. It's almost like having a blow up doll. They just lay there. They don't really do anything
Describe
special.
it as starfish.
Yeah, or the starfish. And then you get somebody who might be a 2, older case in being, and they doing gymnastics in the bedroom. You know what I'm saying? So that's where it's like it's different. It's one of those things where, for instance, if you have always been given everything that you wanted, you know what I'm saying? I'm talking about the 10s. If you've always been given everything that you wanted, and all of a sudden, why would it change when you get into the bedroom?
That's a good point.
Yeah, the whole world already moves for them.
Really good
Why
point.
why would they come out of their norm to do something for you when normally everyone does something for them?
Okay. Hey, real quick, because the lady said something,
Is the
and I
other
wanted
way
to.
true? Are
I
ugly
want
men?
no. Hold on. Before you get it, because I want to lose my train of thought real quick, House. So I'm gonna go back to. I'm gonna start with Lexus on this one. With that being said, that it can be an issue with size. Does that mean any of you? Well, let's go. I'm gonna go one by one. Lexus, do you think that's a good thing that that women back in the feminist movement that fought for women to be able to be free to have choice instead of arranged marriage? Do you think that's a good thing that it happened so that way you didn't have to get married and not find out till your marriage, your honeymoon night, that your dude got an Oscar Mayer or a Vienna sausage?
It probably was. Because, like, I mean, if you're and you said arranged, so they haven't had sex or anything like that. So
You had to wait to marriage,
right? So I'm going to assume that you know, it's probably, if all I had was hamburgers, I'm not gonna know that this hot dog is good. You know what I'm saying? So if that's all you've been with the whole time, maybe that will be good for you.
Exactly.
You know,
nothing to compare.
okay? So all right, now let me go to Raz Girl. Do you think that's a good thing that you don't have to do traditional waiting till your honeymoon night to see what your dude is packaging?
Definitely.
She said, definitely. All right, same thing to Melanated. How do you feel about that question?
I'm like kind of confused by the question.
I said, do you think it's a good thing for the women of yesteryear that fought for freedom of choice, that they don't really tell y'all that y'all should wait till your honeymoon night anymore, because that's when you find out the guy may have a package that you don't like, but now you're stuck with him for the rest of your life. So are you happy with that freedom of choice that you don't have to settle like that?
Yeah.
Y'all ain't waste no time. Everybody ain't waste no time. All right, so fellas, how y'all feel?
I got a question for the ladies.
Go ahead.
Well, hold on. But you know, I'm saying that I agree that the arranged marriage is that in that instance, like I said, if you're a virgin, that it is probably good, even if he's not packing. Because how you gonna know he's packing if you never you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that's actually a good point. But you know what I think? Honestly, what made it women start thinking about that, because you know back then housewives would migrate together, had their little functions and stuff together, and stayed around each other. You know, married women around married women. But I think when women started talking to each other about personal things, certain women started wondering what that was like. So I think with that, or career and all of that stuff, I think that's what made a lot of women start being vested in
It's
the first movement, because it's like, well, I don't know about this and I don't know about that. What up, bro?
It's their version of locker room talk. When we talk
Pretty
about
much.
Look in the chat room.
Say that, I can't hear you.
I said, yeah, you can do it.
Do what? I ain't hear you.
I said, well, I said, put the Cash App link in the chat so House can go ahead and send me that.
No, hell no.
Oh, they lost?
Put him to sleep, bro. But I'll be back on in a second once this game is over with.
Yeah, let us know the final score.
No, here's ladies, I got a question for you. Here's my point. Alexis is right. These women never had sex. They got nothing to compare it to. That's what's wrong in modern day. These women out here shopping for dingalangs, comparing it to everything in town and not settling. So you know how I said ugly women are better in bed, and a lot of men tend to agree. Ladies, is this true in reverse? Have ugly men been better in bed?
I don't think so. I mean, I don't think that it has. No, I don't think so.
I think it's different, bro, that you're asking that question, because 9 times out of 10, when women are getting to that level, they're actually more so in it with their emotions and in their heart.
Exactly.
And then also most chicks aren't going for the ugly dude. So
It's kind of impossible for them to find out. Yeah, I mean, okay. So what I've heard is girls in college, especially like blonde, typical hot bimbo girls. I've heard them say dumb girls are better, and like the dumb guys in college, like the jocks, compared to the good-looking smart men. I've heard that.
I think I agree with what Death Note was saying, because like I forgot what it's called. Isn't it a sapio? I forgot what it's called. But it's people who are attracted to someone's mind. Like they are turned on by how someone thinks and conversation, things like that. So I mean I don't really think the looks thing has I know for me it doesn't. It's not like
I'm sorry, go
yeah.
ahead. I don't think the
No, I'm
look thing
good.
have anything to do with it either, because like I'd agree with Death Note. Most times for women, we're already into them, and most time that dude already looks good to us. So if we meet a good looking dude and he is not as girthy or endowed as we thought, if our heart is there and we love him, are we gonna make that shit work? And that most times keeps women with dudes who aren't so sexually arousing to them in the bedroom, because their heart's there and they love them.
that pink rose ain't selling out for nothing.
But you
Hold
know
up,
what?
that pink rose is smaller.
Well,
Yeah, but
it's
it
for
does something different.
it's for clitoral pleasure.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
not, but I will say this much. I joke around about girth or whatever, but a lot of times the average size is good, because I don't want no real girthy one, like, because big doesn't mean you're going to come. Big does not mean you're going to
Big
come.
doesn't mean that you can satisfy
That
a
part.
woman.
Yeah, so
Like every
Especially if
man
you
can
think,
stroke, but it's how you stroke the woman that makes her
yeah,
feel
because
good.
not every woman wants to be
Exactly.
pounded.
Right. Some people want it to be pleasurable, not painful. Like so, yeah.
Because I can tell you honestly from my life experiences, every woman I've dealt with, they was not with that pounding shit. They was not with beat it up. No, they wasn't with that shit. So,
This young generation,
but you hear a lot of young women say that, like they be talking about men's size, but on average, women don't want to be pounded. Like that's just I think I gotta blame
this
that on
young generation,
us. Hold on, I
these
gotta blame that
girls
on
are
us as
crazy.
men. Hold on, I gotta blame that on us as men, because men, we try to overcompensate by also making it a competition. Oh, he ain't got money like I got. Oh, he don't look like I look. He don't got respect like I got respect. And then, I bet he ain't got the penis size I got. And then now women have adopted that. And then, you know what I'm saying? But for the real women, they be like, okay, I had experience with that and fuck that shit. I'm good on that. You know what I'm saying? Like from what I heard. So I don't know if all the ladies agree with that, but that's what I've heard women talk about.
Well, but I think that it also comes from like
Mm,
the fantasizing that's associated with people watching porn though. I mean, honestly,
that's a
they
good point.
And you know
yeah.
what's crazy about that? They are actually using prosthetics. It's not real.
Okay, I don't pay attention like that. How so you have to explain that one.
So when I was in college,
What?
let me tell
And
you
he's
something.
explaining it.
Let me explain it. When I was in college, I had a professor that broke it down for us. He said the porn industry, the corn industry is known to use prosthetics, fake sizes. So what that's doing to our society, it's teaching young men that that's what they should have, or young women that's what they should want. It's not real. So like the industry folks have even talked about it. They've said, "Yo, the it's prosthetics. It's not real. It looks real, but it's not."
Mm,
Yeah, so that's
okay,
crazy.
that's a new one. I never heard that before, and I definitely never studied it.
Yeah, this professor
Yeah,
like
I damn
he
sure ain't
he
got no
messed
time
up.
for no fake pics. Excuse my language. Sorry.
No. There's a whole
Hey,
industry.
hey, Raz girl, y'all about to
They
do
look
y'all
at dick
thing.
pics
Hey,
coming at me
Raz
like
girl, you
that.
ever seen I'm gonna get you suckers back in the day?
Yeah, when she took off all the parts, her
Now,
leg and all that shit on.
now imagine you at the club dancing with a dude. You get up on her, you like, oh shit. Now, then you get to the house, he like, hold on, let me show you what I really have. And then he did, boop, and he just he pulls it out the
Yeah, I
same way
might
she
be.
did. Oh, I'm gonna get you sucker. You
Oh,
grabbing
yeah.
your jacket, get the hell out of
Hey, House, I'm sorry, I'm interrupting. I'm sorry, everybody, I'm interrupting the bullshit. House, run that. You see that?
Damn,
Run
there.
that.
Uh oh.
Run that.
damn! I should have looked at the score
2022
before I
champ.
bet.
I'm out.
I should have looked at the score before I bet. That was dumb.
Well, I guess you owe him $20. I don't know how to put it in the chat. I don't see it, but let me go to the comments real quick.
It's already scrolling on the bottom. Let's talk with JVJ. Cash out.
There go the cash out house. All right, so Pan African said women have a much extensive list of requirements for keeping a man. Women been known to leave a marriage for picking his nose. Okay, then
What?
Foxy Boone said, ha ha ha, yeah, some women. Then she said, good response, Alexis. Then Pan African came back and said, yes, better in conversation, better in kitchen, better all around. Losing in looks, the ugly women must win the spread. She said, what JV doing? He said, what Pan African said, what black women found out about his Johnson the night after the wedding? Real questions, please. So I guess he's talking about this day and age. That's why I brought up back in the days. All right, Foxy Moon, because I think was that Raz? Was that you talking about sapiosexual?
That was me.
Oh,
I don't
melanated.
think
It
Okay.
was melanated.
Oh, okay.
I don't think that's real. Sapiosexual sounds like made up.
It sound. I think that's something that's been kind of like recent years.
Yeah, overhyped.
And
Not real.
yeah, and then Foxy Moon came back and said putting socks in the drawers. Ha ha. I don't know what that means. All right.
The fake body parts.
Okay. Gotcha.
Similar
Gotcha.
to them girls putting it in their bras.
In their bras. Yeah. Okay.
Man, how would you feel if you found out your girl had fake tits and you never knew?
What? She got a man chest after she takes
Yeah,
out
she got
the.
nothing but like she paid thousands of dollars to get these fake ones, but you never knew. I feel like that's low key lying to me. You should have told me from the get.
But are we
I don't
saying
think men would necessarily care
after?
about that one.
Yeah, because it
I
depends.
would.
I heard guys say they didn't like it because it feels hard.
Feel fake.
If
I
you were
think it
with her, if
depends
you were
on
with
where
her for
you
the
go.
longest time and you never knew, then it shouldn't really matter. I can
Yeah, it
understand
don't matter
some
then.
things. I mean, like obviously men don't like the makeup and all that good stuff because that right there definitely feels like you're being lied to on a daily basis. But if someone just went ahead and altered their body, such as what I'm saying, getting their breasts increased, like I know women who were A cups and they went up to B's or C's, something modest. Now, I'm not talking about going up to like G's and stuff like that. I'm talking about, modest stuff. I mean, there's no problem with that. I mean, at all.
Or what about vice versa? What if you found she's like a double D now, but you found out she used to be like a H.
I mean, that's fine as well. I know that there's health implications with it. I mean, you just have to kind of deal with those kind of things. The ones that get me where I don't tolerate it is like the BBLs and stuff like that. I am not a fan of the BBL whatsoever. Yeah,
BBL, no.
it looks like it looks like it would be fun to play with for many, but for
Looks like a diaper. It looks like they're wearing a diaper.
no, I mean like some of them it's just like, oh, okay, that looks like it'll be, you know, something that's made for porn, but other than that, oh
Can you
sorry,
imagine?
prawn.
Can you imagine this? You at the grocery store and you're like, clean up an aisle 6. Someone's booty exploded. Like,
Yeah.
no, like I'm not gonna be out with you and your booty gonna explode because you went to some doctor in Dominican Republic. It's
Yeah,
fucking
it's too much. The lip injections, booty injections, all that stuff is just no
booty
men.
injections.
Yeah, before they were doing BBLs, they were doing just straight booty injections, booty implants and stuff like that.
The black market booty shots.
Black
Hmm.
market booty shots. This world, we're going to hell. We are going to hell.
Just like for instance, just like Melody King, I believe she had Botox because half of her face sometimes just don't move.
No, he telling the truth. He telling the truth. Her lips don't either. They just stay sitting like a shelf.
I watched her video and I was like, something's off. She's not
Yeah.
fully expressing.
Yeah, it doesn't feel right. Like, and you'll notice that she'll probably have like one or two, because when you do Botox, you have to keep doing it. So, but when you first get it done, you know, it kills a lot of that sensation and the nerve firings. But after a while, when it starts to fade off, a lot of that stuff starts to come back. So you'll notice in some of her videos, she'll come back and she'll be able to have some facial expression, but then all of a sudden, all them facial expressions are gone again for a couple of weeks.
God damn, that's horrible.
Yeah.
I have a question. Do you guys think this is for the men, or it's for anybody? Do you think that the natural body type that was like, revered maybe like in the 90s and like 80s and even like early 2000s, do you think that is going to come back and be
Yes.
like in trend, or do you think the BBL culture is going to continue to go on for years?
I think the natural is going to come back. The reason why I think the natural is going to come back is because instinctually we are attracted to that. Like this airbrushed look that women have now, which is this copycat Kim K look, is weird because they all kind of look the same to me, and it's like very, very unappealing. And I talk to other younger men, and they're like, "Yo, they all have the same look. Like they have this like either in-person Instagram body." I like a woman with a bit of stretch marks, a little bit of here and there. It's not perfect. And some companies get it right with their advertising when they put women that don't have the ideal body shape in their ads, because I'm like, yo, okay, this is a little different. It's not so it's gonna come back. It's gonna come back.
I when we say natural, are we still using it in the context of she looks as if she could have been or had some surgery, not
I mean, when I mean natural, I mean like natural looking body types. Like House was saying, like there's and everybody can kind of really see it. There's like a specific Instagram body type that's just trending right now. Basically, hourglass shape, and I'm not saying hourglass shape like natural hourglass shape. I'm talking about extreme. You know what I mean? Like,
oh, okay. Because
yeah,
I mean, I think the natural look was imitated by by the BBLs and all the women that wanted to get that. Because I mean,
that African woman booty. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
in the black woman period, like that, as far as the whole lips and everything, that we were the model for that. So I think the women that couldn't get that naturally, it's probably going to be the same for them. Because if you can't have it naturally, then. But as far as women, like in the makeup of black women, we still gonna be out there, and it's still gonna be attractive, especially when they know that it's natural. Like,
no, black men are done with the nails and the long hair and the the Instagram look. I think we're done. I'm done with the nails. I can't wait for that to fade out. The black women with the
Yeah,
long nails.
Yeah,
I think men just want variety, and now all women are looking botched in the same. Like, so
Yeah, like
I think it's definitely going to grow out because you don't know the effects of it. You're festering an unhealthy body and unhealthy lifestyle. Once you turn 50, you don't know if the shit going if your whole body explode while you're sitting on the couch. You got 50-year-olds now injecting themselves with it, so you just don't know the ramification of how it's going to sit on you as you age. So I definitely think that the natural body is the body. I hope it comes back. I hope men continue to press for it. I think that women are getting outrageous with this BBL because there's a population of men who fantasize and want that. So they try to fit that mold, but they're not thinking about the future in their life.
Those men that want it, they want it temporarily, but these women
Yeah,
want it in
instant
their lives
gratification.
permanently.
Yeah.
I actually have an analogy for you guys that actually will sum up how I feel about it. I think that it's gonna go along the route of, you know, all the modifications that people did with cars when it came to rims. So if you think about it, you know, there was a point in time when everybody was like, man, I got these 18s, you know, they chromed out, my car looked nice. Then it went from 18s to 20s because everybody wanted to say dubs. Then you had these ridiculous people putting 32-inch rims on Camaros. And it was almost the norm as though you saw it every day. But
Yeah.
but it started fading away, and I think that it's one of those things where the outcomes that these women are receiving, I think that that's going to blow up a little bit in their face, and that slowly but surely it's going to go back. It's going to level set. It's going to go back to being the way that it's supposed to be. I don't think that these extremes that we're doing, like having 32-inch rims on a Camaro, that's an extreme. I don't think that that stuff is going to last a very long time. I think it was a great oddity, and that because it was an oddity, everybody jumped on it and they were like, hey, this is interesting. We like it. We want to see it. We want to see more of it. But then it's going to get to a point where it naturally from within, you know, we're just not going to really want that anymore. And we're going to go back to being natural.
Yeah, you know what else needs to go? A lot of the young women out here who got the leisure outfits. By leisure, I mean the bonnet, the slippers outside. I'm like, what's going on? What's with the bonnet and the slippers? Like, you about to go to sleep? We're outdoors.
Real quick. Let me go to the chats real quick. So Pan African came back and said most women don't like the pounding ? I trust the opinion of a woman, and as the man that I am, I can't empathize with getting pounded. And then Foxy Moon said, and then she was talking about what we was talking about with the Melanie King with the Botox. She said same thing with Jada. She definitely got the Botox, looking like Cruella DeVille. Pan African came back and said natural look never left, the narrative did. Feminism is all indoctrinating with the media culture. I think that's true. Foxy second that. Then Foxy came back and said wrong. How said I sent the $20 JV. And then the Pan African came back and said black women remain the minority as with black population in America. Healthy look remain the preference for men of value. And I want to say real quick on that, I think the more that they show the unhealthy things that come with BBLs, butt injections, I think that's what's going to start helping. That's the same way the more, especially us as Black Americans, got on to trying to care more about our health. The more now we see more shows where Black people are talking about not only physical health, but also mental health. So I think the more we talk about this and have these type of conversations, it'll help bring it back. But I think at the same time, us as men as well got to be careful about loving all these pictures with the girls with the fake butts, especially somebody like Nicki Minaj. Like, that should have never been a thing that people like. That was terrible. And respectfully, our sisters got to get back to loving themselves as well. Nothing wrong with that, because I remember, I don't know if anybody else remember this, but I remember the first chick that was over hypersexualized for getting the BBL was Ice-T's wife, Coco. And then next I know a lot of Black women start doing the same thing because we had never seen that before.
No, Coco's was natural.
No. She got hers done. That was not natural. Her butt wasn't natural. She got hers done.
Oh, because well, I guess she just lied all the way. Because I saw an interview with her, and she was talking about how she always had it, and how, and which is something else. Like when I say about black women, because she was talking about how in the white community, like they didn't like that. Like they were made like she had like a 26-inch waist, but because her butt was big, they called her fat. And
I think she had got some implants. No offense, but she's lying. But then when
lies
Kim,
good.
but when Kim,
Yo,
but
yo,
when
yo,
Kim
yo, Jay,
K,
yo, Jay, yo, Jay,
but
yo,
when
Jay.
Kim K, hold
That
on.
hat on. You put that hat on like you just won. The way he put that hat on was petty as hell. Yo,
Look,
son,
hey, he already got to $20. Just let it
the
go.
way he
All right.
put
So
that
anyway,
hat
like
on
I
was
was saying,
petty as hell. He stretched the hat. He stretched the hat, and then he slowly put it on. I saw what you was doing.
Mute.
So are you guys for mommy makeovers too? Because now women get pregnant and then they have a whole mommy
hold on, real
makeover.
quick, Rise Girls. Hold on, real quick. Haas, I had to mute you. Chill out. All right. When I call you out, I need you to chill out. All right. I'm gonna unmute you now, but chill out. Thank you. All right. So I was finishing up. The sad thing is when Kim K got famous with Kanye and Ray J and all that, and she had got her fake butt, got a fake nose, and I seen a lot of sisters following that. And I want to say black men, rappers. Sorry, let me say black rappers. Not black men, rappers are totally different. They started perpetuating that like it was a good thing. So both sides got to take an account of that. So, but real quick, I want to ask you, Rise Girl, what do you think about that? Do you think the more that it's known in the news and we seen what happened with K. Michelle and her butt implants and situation, do you think black women are going to start waking up more from that to start like, let me stay away from that? What's
No,
that?
I think that no, I don't think seeing K Michelle or none of that is going to make them stop doing it. I think that when black men or men period don't show them attention or crave that body type, then they'll stop it and try to fit in with what's in style, like what that man wants. So no, I
Okay.
think they're gonna
Oh, my
they'll
bad. Go ahead.
risk their life because I feel like they're doing it for the man and the attention, and that's what some men are gravitating to, a lot of them. So once they stop giving that attention to that body, then I feel like those women will stop spending that money on that body.
Well, let me ask you something. Do you think that's more so? Hold on, I go to you next, Melanie. But Raz, do you think that's more so because of the type of guys that give it interest? Because if you notice, a lot of regular average guys actually don't like that. So do you think it's more because it's the rappers?
I don't necessarily know if it's more because of the rappers. I just feel that a woman wants to feel desired physically. So they more so will do what they feel is necessary to get that attention from that man. The rappers have put it on. They have like publicized it, but they're publicizing exotic looks, long hair, light skin. Oh, this Miss Exotic, but Miss Exotic doesn't mean that you have to have a big rotund butt and huge fake breasts. Like, you just need to be unique in who you are. So I just really feel that once they stop gravitating towards that, then these women will come back to natural form. Everything on Instagram is fake bodies. Everything on Facebook is fake bodies. And even on TV is fake bodies. You have to be weird. I'm sorry. You have to be weird and basically out the ordinary to be considered attractive. This is why they have all these transvestites running around and people are glorifying them at times. And this is why all these women are running around. So men are buying these BBL bodies too, and they're standing on the side. So it's just a whole problem.
But I mean, that's why I asked you that question, because if you look at it, the guys who are buying women this can afford that, and that's not all guys. The guys that hyper sexualize this are more so rappers, guys that got blue check. So that's why I said with the average guy, because the average guy is more so like, if I can get sex, I'm happy, or if I can get with a down chick, I'm happy. But it seems like the only reason why, because just like that, like how I said he don't like it, Death Note don't like it, I don't like it, JV don't like it. We're average dudes, you know what I'm saying? But it seems more like it's more so the media thing. Going to you, Melanated.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
No, I agree with what Rad Girl was saying. Was that Jay? Oh, excuse me. Was that Jordan?
Hold on, Karina. Don't be saying my name like that.
Okay, yeah.
Don't worry,
Okay,
I'll mute him if he get out of line too. Go ahead.
but I agree with what Raz Zero was saying, and I think that it also is like so women do that because they think that that's what men like. But I agree with what you're saying is certain type of men that they're trying to attract, and I think overall it's just like women want to be. I don't know if you ever heard like the trend saying that girl want to be that girl or want to be like basically the baddest bee or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And they think that that's what that is, just because they're going by what society deems as the baddest bee or whatever, and it's the BBL look. So I think that's why a lot of women, I mean, generally, basically, women are going over there, and some of them are dying, and like, and it's not even women who are going overseas. It's some of them that are going to Miami or wherever and going to these like BBL chop shops, and then end up, not coming back, and it's very
Not the
sad.
BBL chop shop.
It literally, I watched a documentary on it, and like these doctors are operating on way too many people in one day. Like sometimes it's like 25 people. And think about it like a major surgery like that. Like you have pre-op, you have all the things that you have to do before that, before the surgery or the procedure actually happens. And one doctor operating on 25 people in one day, that's it. That shouldn't happen. Like it shouldn't happen.
Good point. Good point. I'm gonna go to Lexus. Then after her, I'm gonna read what's in the chat. So Lexus, what you think about that? Do you think that would be a change? The more we see about these health risks of women doing BBLs and all of that.
Regarding health risks, yes, I think that they wouldn't do it or as much, but I mean, it's a vain thing already. So vanity itself, if they don't do that, then they're gonna try something else. So I am going to say that I don't have that issue, and I'm proud of the fact that it's natural with me. But when
Hey, you ain't nobody asked you to stunt. You
no,
ain't
but
got to
I'm
stunt
saying
right now.
I'm not stunting
I was
like
just
that.
messing. I was just messing with
Yeah,
you. Go ahead. Go ahead.
but because in that
Donate
same
all.
form, because there are natural women, I think it will decrease off of the health risk. But that's why I'm saying they're going to find other ways, which there are other ways. So
Alexis,
I
you
disagree.
saying you bragging? You should donate some of that booty to these ladies. They in need.
hey,
They
you know
probably
what?
got their own booty.
Look, I'm gonna tell you, my friends used to joke with me as far and because I used to be a H, and I went to a nutritionist and I lost weight because I mean it really wasn't even like a big stomach. I was a H, and I didn't. The doctor told me that if I continue, I may have to get it removed. So I went to a nutritionist and lost weight, and I dropped down. But like it's not good, and that's why I don't understand why women do that, because clothing prices, bras are already expensive itself. And if you gotta buy bras for yourself that is for those cup sizes or pants, if you got a small waist and you gotta get pants to fit over your backside, you're going to either have to buy special pants, which is going to cost money, or you're going to have to buy pants that obviously going to be big on you, and you'll be able to tell. So like the costs, like you spent this money on that BBL, and now you got to spend more money on clothing and certain stuff like that.
Alexis,
Well, Lex, I just want to say real quick, but that's why they have certain fast fashion companies now that are actually making clothes specifically for those type of people, like Fashion Nova. Like you see the models that are on there, they all have BBLs, and like I see people who buy clothes from them, and then when they get it, it doesn't fit right because it's made for people who have BBLs.
I have a disagreement though.
Okay, before you get to that disagreement, Jay, let me do these two comments real quick. Oh, I'm sorry, three. So, Pan African said black women remain a minority as with black pop. No, I read that. My bad. He said if health is wealth, men of value seek the valuable woman top shelf. And the last one, but implants was the last generation of women. The upcoming woke generation of women are more likely to get sex change. All right, go ahead, Jay.
It wasn't Jay.
Oh, my
But
bad.
yeah,
Def no. My bad. Go
Nah,
ahead.
hell no, hell no, hell no. He said my name. I'm going. I'm going.
No,
I'm
no,
going. I'm
no,
going. I'm
no.
going.
I'm gonna mute you. I'm gonna mute you.
I
Fall
can
back.
unmute. I can unmute. But yeah.
Go ahead, Dev Note.
yeah. So I don't necessarily believe that people seeing the implications of the health is gonna actually cause too much of a change in the Black community, because one thing I'll point out, right? Everyone knows that diabetes is an issue in the Black community. Everyone knows that excessive intakes of sugar and the foods that we eat causes a higher risk of diabetes. Well, why is it that we still uh, consume sugars as high in the high quantities that we do? I mean, it's one of the things that's been growing constantly. If you look at the rates of diabetes, it grows. It was almost at one point growing exponentially. It's not slowing down. It's growing every year. So to say that somebody's going to recognize the health impacts and make that change, I think that there's a minority that will, but I think overall, the ones who are going as far as to get these things anyway, they're going to do it, because people were dying for Botox and they were still getting Botox. People were dying from getting butt injections and they were still doing that. So I don't think that it's necessarily going to change just because of somebody says, hey, you know, your health, it might be an issue.
They also use Botox for headaches and migraines.
What?
I agree. Yeah, they use Botox for I don't want to say just headaches, but migraines. If you have migraines, really bad migraines, then they do Botox for that. So of course they're not putting it in your lip, but it is used for that as well. So and it is still, it's not cheap getting that done. So a lot of times you have to have like really bad migraines if you got to the point where you got to get Botox.
I use Coca-Cola to clean my car, but people still do it. I'm dead ass serious. I use Coca-Cola to clean my car. No, it's real. You can do that. I use Coca-Cola to clean my car.
I mean, I thought you could pour it on the battery and it don't it eat like the acid or something off the battery? Like,
no, it
Yeah, the
removes
corrosion if your battery is corroded.
Yeah. I've used it to remove rust off my car, and then I was like, I'll never drink this shit again. This is disgusting.
Exactly.
Who drinking Four Locos?
Sound like you the only one.
No, that'll remove some rust off your battery for real.
Oh, I was like, oh my goodness, what are we, like 16-year-old girls? Like, who's drinking Four Locos?
Ugh, that's disgusting.
I mean, I was raised Muslim, so I don't really consume alcohol, but I do genuinely believe that in this country, it sounds like a conspiracy theory, there is a conglomerate out there that has a connection to, it's incentivized to make you as unhealthy as possible, or give you foods and lifestyles that makes you unhealthy, so they can profit on the second end, which is to fix you, whether it be surgery, whether it be workout routines, whether it be all types of stuff. So it sounds like a conspiracy theory, but I do believe that there is somebody profiting off both ends.
It's not a conspiracy theory. There's two factors that are major factors in predicting the GDP of a country: their healthcare system and their defense budgets.
Okay, real quick in the chats, Foxy Moon said you have the juice now. And then Ivan, what up, Ivan G? He said Dubs win the championship. Steph is MVP. Everything is right in the world again. And Foxy Moon said correct, Alexis. Yes, they do use Botox injections for migraines. That's freaking crazy. And last, she said ketchup does the same thing, Alexis. It cleans and shines a penny. Yeah, I forgot. I heard that before back in the days. And I think Coca-Cola, you can use it as well. And Pepsi. JB, what up, boy?
Oh man, I can talk now. This is amazing. I know. Just so all of y'all on the panel, I understand how everybody feels when you're on the panel and you can't speak. I feel y'all pain right now.
Shut your Bama ass up. Everybody study you, man. What
Hey,
put the hat back on.
Nah, I ain't gonna put it back on, man. I ain't trying to rub it in, man. Like I'm just going. I gotta be a little humble, man. I gotta be a little humble, but these conversations and these questions are amazing. I'm glad that we got people that are constantly coming back, and I think we need a team like this. And Ivan G, you can come on. What? Hold up, my bad. My bad. It's not my show. I can't invite you up. I can't do that. I see. I got to learn these things. But this is beautiful. I'm loving it, and let's keep it going. Go ahead. What else you got up?
Actually, I was about to end the show out, and if everybody wants to stay in the back, chop it up, we can do
You
that.
gotta hype. You gotta hype up the back chat. You know, the after.
Man,
I call it after party.
Check this out, man, and it's going down the after party. After the podcast, behind the podcast, we're gonna be talking the same shit. You can get loose to say more shit because we ain't gonna mess up and demonetize JVJ and me because he gonna give me part of that money that House sent him. Yeah.
Damn.
So you wanna go ahead?
You ain't bet on that nigga.
Hey, I want a 4-pack when I come out that way to Bama. You know what I'm saying? Just get me a 4-pack of Miller. All right. So anybody that want to stay, make sure you stay after the show. So what we're gonna do now is I'm gonna stop talking like that because my damn throat hurt. I don't see how Funk Master Flex
It
talk
didn't
like
even sound good, bro. It didn't sound
Anyways,
Can I ask one question?
Go ahead.
Can I ask one question?
Yeah, go ahead.
I was really interested in what you were saying about the GDP and the healthcare system. Do you mind finishing that thought, please?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
I don't want to hear that shit.
Oh yeah. Most times you can predict what a country's GDP is going to be doing, and some of the trades that I've taken based off of wars breaking out and stuff like that, and it sounds really messed up. But when people are dying, just like with COVID, even though stuff was going down with that, and I know darn that might have been one of the trigger things to get demonetized. Talking about bid, but but yeah, I know that even when that happened or whatnot. Yeah, there was an initial shutdown and people were pulling their money out of the market. But just like with everything that's going on right now, I've been killing the game ever since, this whole inflation thing has been going crazy. Every time they raise interest rates, I make money hand over fist. So I think it's one of those things where people don't realize that universal healthcare is never definitely going to be a thing here in the United States, only simply because there's too much money in it to be made if it's not there.
Yeah, definitely, I agree with that.
Yes, good. I agree. Hey,
Foxy Moon, you'll be able to come up. If you want to just go ahead and come up now, and you'll just be in the background until we end the show. So, real quick, guys, I appreciate everybody for watching. I appreciate everybody for commenting. I appreciate y'all for coming up on the panel, giving y'all a perspective. It's been a dope, great show. So, real quick before we end the live and go to the back after party, whatever JV called that shit. All right. So I'm gonna go around and ask everybody their opinion. So Haas, I'm gonna start with you. What do you think about the video and the discussions we had after the video?
Videos.
Yeah, I think the overall discussion about fathers and the advice they give to their daughters. My point about that is, don't tell them to go to college for the sake of going to college. I'd say tell them to go to college to meet a man and to not use college as a way to hide out from life, and to prioritize family over a degree. You always go to college when you're married. But yeah, that's my overall point. I think it's pretty good that we're actually discussing this stuff.
Cool. All right. So next we'll go to Alexis from Texas.
Hey, even though I came in late, but I will assume off of previous videos that the video was good and the conversation that I came in on was good. So
all right. Oh, and while you got a chance, Alexis, go ahead and talk about your show for Sunday.
Sunday, for all those who I don't want to say just if you did come on part 1, but you're more than welcome to come for part 2. We're covering the remainder of the documentary "What Is a Woman" that Matt Walsh had did. So it's an interesting discussion, and the more ladies, the better. because I think our opinion on that means a lot in ways as far as what's going on in the world. But it'll be 7 p.m. on Sunday, and we're going to talk about it. And I want to know, what is a woman to all those who be a part of it?
For sure. If anybody that's listening, make sure you come over there if you're free. 7 p.m. Central Time, right?
Central Time, yes.
All right. So make sure y'all come over there. We'd love to definitely have women's perspective, because I agree with Lexus on that. My main concern has always been with women, because I mean, unfortunately, like I said during that show, guys, we're a little more skeptical of things, and women get used for their good nature on a lot of stuff like this, and I think it's unfair. So, ladies, anybody listening, make sure you definitely come over there.
Hey, make sure y'all tell them where to come to.
Oh, the network will be back. The network will be back.
Then nigga like, where you stay though, bro? Like, come over there.
The JVJ
Good point.
Network. No, it's the Let's Talk Network that is gonna be right. Which one is it then?
Hey y'all, I gotta jump, but it was good hanging out with y'all.
All right, appreciate it, man. We'll be in the after party if you're able to come back.
And thanks for that $20.
All right, good night.
Good night. All right. But yeah, go ahead and finish up what you said, Lex.
It's the JVJ Network.
Okay, JVJ Network. Sunday night we gonna be back like the McRib, even though that's unhealthy. But yes.
Hey, you grew up in, you know about Philly. You supposed to say we're gonna be back like we left something.
Oh my goodness. I thought the McRib was like the, a follow up to what Death Note was talking about and all that.
I think the McRib is like more universal though. More people get that because they always like, oh, the McRib back.
That McRib ain't been good since I was 10 years old.
Bro, I ain't never had it.
Me neither.
Don't. I'm warning y'all, don't. All right, Melanie, then I come to you. What did you think about the show, the videos and stuff, and then also the conversation we had?
I thought it was very interesting, and it made me reflect a little bit about it, though. As far as like advice from fathers and mothers, and like because growing up, my dad didn't like tell me how to be like to be a wife, or my mom. I looked and I saw from what my mom and my dad did while they were married. But there were some things that I did miss, and I had to learn that on my own in my own marriage. But I do think that it's important that fathers do talk to their daughters and have that conversation about marriage with them, and guide them in the right ways. And I do agree with the point that Quick had made earlier about college being a way for women to not only attain goals that they have for themselves, but also find like a good suitor for them, for their daughters. So yeah.
Okay, so now I'm gonna go to you, Raz Girl, because Death Note as always here. So I'm gonna go to you.
I thought that it was a really good show. The videos that I did get to see, they were interesting. As I said, my father always gave me good advice, so I would hope that men are giving their daughters great advice. Women, you can be professionals, and you also can be mothers and wives at the same time, so try to incorporate it if you can. And I thought that this was a great discussion. Thank you guys for inviting me. I always have a good time with you guys. I have a channel, The Reasoning with Raz Girl. I have a show on Saturday. I will be having the Past Warriors on there. It's an organization for parental alienation. Basically, it's a awareness for parental alienation, where parents are basically using strategies to brainwash and alienate their children from being with one particular parent. So considering it's the eve of Father's Day, I would like to be talking about that, and hope y'all can join me.
Oh, definitely, definitely.
Can I say something real fast?
I guess.
Raz Girl, what time?
It is Saturday at 7:00.
Okay, because I was over here doing all this shit. I don't know if any of y'all saw me. I was like, man, she said
I
Saturday.
saw you. I thought you were telling me to wrap it up.
No, I was like, man, tell them
you were
the
saying wrap it
times. I was pointing at my watch. time. Oh, actually, that could be wrap it up, man. I need to get a wrap it up sign like Dave Chappelle, but I'm out. I'm sorry.
7 p.m. Central Eastern Standard.
7 p.m. Central Time. Sorry, 7 p.m. Central Time.
All right. So now, Death Note. Go ahead, sucker.
You ain't got to be so rude. That's all I know. But nah, it was a pretty good show. Definitely enjoyed it as always. See y'all in the back end or whatever the case may be, because we get to talk about, you know what I'm saying, Alabama and how they only have 2 top golfs and Jay was at one tonight. So, you know, the only state with only 2, you know what I'm saying? Everybody else got more. But yeah, that's all I got.
All right. So I definitely enjoyed everybody. I appreciate y'all for coming up, showing you boys some love. JVJ Network, God willing, Sunday, we back on and popping. So this is going to be on there as well. I'm going to put it on my channel. So everybody look out for that. If you're not subscribed, go over there and subscribe to Out From the Norm 18. All right. So you can go ahead and see it because I'm going to put it on there. What?
Let Jay, before he have a freaking, let him say how he feels.
I thought he was pop locking. Go ahead, Jay.
Let him tell him how he feels.
Yeah, he just so meek. Look, I really feel like it what it's like to be a guest. I can't even get no laugh. Everybody got their last words in. Can I get some last words in real quick? Like, can I just say how I like the
Well, you supposed to be the Mr. Producer. I ain't know you trying to steal time. Go ahead, get your little time.
No. I'm learning how to shut the hell up. And the one thing that I did like about the live stream is I like that we started to get more people that can run their own show, and I don't have to be here the whole time for it. So that was beautiful. So I love that. First off, that's the number one thing I love. The videos that we covered. Oh man, it was a very touching topic. Like, there's a lot of touching topics with that brought out a lot of conversation. I don't know what the hell y'all was talking about after I left, but it obviously was good because more and more people kept coming in. So it obviously must have been good. But like I love this shit, y'all, and I really want y'all to keep on coming over here and supporting it. If you want to come and contribute and lend your voice to it, like for real, do it. Like for real, do it. Hey, Ivan, I can invite you into the back chat, but I can't invite you into the stream because this is ops night. But like for real, bring your ass up. But like nah, man, this was beautiful. Op, you did a great job. You really did a great job. Death Note, you ain't shit. But besides that, that's all I got.
Hey, yo, Jay, maybe one day when you get your stream deck, you can be like,
hey, now all I gotta do is call Nikki. Nikki ain't come and do it for me.
yeah, but mine sound better.
It does. It does. Hey man, how about you donating so I can get a Steam deck?
All right. So, guys, once again, appreciate everybody for coming in.
Don't
we
forget
about to
the
go
outro.
ahead, go to the back chat. Oh yeah, we definitely got to do outro.
You want me to do it? You want me to do it?
Can you let me finish, bro? Because I'm gonna cue you in. You already know what I'm gonna say when I end it. You'll be ready to go. So once again, appreciate everybody. If you haven't already gone over there, go over to my channel, Out From the Norm 18, the number 18 that is. Make sure you subscribe. We're always doing things like this over there as well on my channel. But make sure you definitely go hit up the JVJ Network and subscribe over there. They should still be able to subscribe, right, Jay? Or you have to wait till Sunday?
Nah, everybody can come in and subscribe whenever they want. We just can't post till Sunday.
All right, so go over there and definitely make sure you subscribe. And yeah, I believe okay, Rise Girl, you're already talking to Ivan. Okay, cool. All right, so everything good.
Yeah,
everything good.
I'll drop the link in there for Ivan.
Cool. All right. So we about to end this live and go to the back room and holler at each other, chop it up, the after party behind the podcast. All right. So you know what it is. Make sure y'all tune in every Thursday, 8 p.m. starting back at the JVJ Network at 8 p.m. Eastern time. We out, y'all. Shoot.